Hello, and welcome to Legends of Danzia. My name is Justin, and I'll be your dungeon master this evening. I am joined by some of my closest friends as they embark on a perilous journey into the unknown. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and this is our second campaign together as a group. The characters that you will soon meet have been brought together after having saved their home world of Danzia in our previous campaign. But will their experience and will be strong enough to conquer the forces of evil in a strange new world? We shall see in Legends of Danzia 45. Now, let us meet our heroes.
And Waze talks over you. So yeah, my character's name is Cazador. I'm a ranger. I come from a pretty secular tribe, or I guess some people call it a tribe, some people call it a cult. Basically, in my homeland, we kind of keep away from modern society. If out of character, it's kind of imagine like what the Amish or the Mennonites kind of live, like, away from society. And I'm currently on my gap year, trying to just I get my time to kind of experience the whole world with like all the magic and technology that we don't get the opportunity to reap the bounty from. And just taking this time to soak in as much as I can, see whether I want to stay or take some of the lessons I've learned back to my clan.
Cool. Thank you, Cazador. Heather, you want to go next?
Can we have everyone who's talking step forward in the screen just like this real fast?
Hello, everyone. So my character is Shanera Anastasia. I am a 113-year-old wood elf, and I am currently a druid. I am part of the Circle Moon, and so I'm actually kind of going to take my character a little bit in a different direction than I did in the first campaign. In the first campaign, not gonna lie, my character was kind of a bitch. So, she kind of started she had a rough start in life. Like her entire village was murdered, and she was like the only one left, and so she's kind of been like a lone wolf and stuff. Yeah. So she's really just kind of looking for like a group of people that she can continue to grow with and like adventure and see the world. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else. What else should I share? One thing that I'm actually really excited about is I was talking with Justin about like blessings and stuff. And I'm really excited because I think I'm going to do something along the lines of like a spirit animal. So, another note, my character is very in touch with nature. Like, she is all about everything that goes on in nature and all of that stuff. So, she likes animals as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Shanera. Seaboard, do you want to go next and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my dude is the Doomslayer. He wields. I'm trying to pull up my character sheet right now. I had to reset my computer earlier. Consumed by an irrational hatred of hell beasts. Let me see what else. Doomslayer acquired a shotgun at like the very end of the last campaign, so that's his primary weapon. He also forged a dual-barreled crossbow with a like flame belch attachment that he uses. I'm gonna following in sort of Shannara's footsteps, I'm going to play Doomslayer a little bit differently. Doomslayer is going to sound a lot less like me and speak a lot less, because I don't think Doomslayer ever says any words canonically. So, yeah.
Wait, which of the
oh,
characters on the screen are you, by the way?
I'm trying to log in right now, so I actually don't
He's the
know.
one that says Doomslayer.
Wait, I don't have any of the...
The only name I see is
You
my
only
own.
see your own.
Oh,
It's this guy.
Seaborg, do you have a heavy metal band following you everywhere you go?
Oh yeah, so that's
Yeah.
my new
Oh,
boss.
let's not spoil it.
Okay, no spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah,
But-
don't spoil your
um,
blessings. I want that to be kind of like a nice way to start the session off.
Basically, whenever
Does
I
the
go into
Doomslayer get a
combat,
BFG?
metal music follows me.
Probably at the end of the game, but who knows?
Yeah, once you guys win,
How do we win at D&D?
there is no.
Oh, I
winning.
guess
By
for,
all the friends we make along the way.
Maybe the winning
Yes.
was inside of us the entire time.
I didn't
For
let
like-
the winning get inside me.
Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
oh yeah, for like housekeeping stuff, Doomslayer is a human ranger, so like long range weapons. Yeah,
Awesome.
basically just picture Doom guy.
Cool. Thank you, Doomslayer. Charles, would you like to go next?
hell yeah! What's up? Name's Charles. Just Charles. I am the way of the open hand wood elf monk, and after being a sage researcher of the celestial bodies and kind of understanding how small we are, I like to just live each day just kind of at the whim of the situations, kind of just having fun as we go.
YOLO.
YOLO, honestly. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Nerm, would you like to go next and introduce Spork? Sure. We can skip you.
Wait,
Joe.
no, just kidding. I'm back. I got my headphones to work again.
Alright, Sick, go for it.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Spork. I'm 45 years young in the gnomish world. I am a little forest gnome who originally started out in the forest with my good friend over here, Rook. We were a tight little pair. Actually, not really tight. I almost blew up his home, but found him and nursed him back to health. So here we are, inseparable throughout everything. I'm a little wizard and got into a little trouble because I blew up everything in my forest, so I was sent away to school. And I was learning, and then my professor died, and here I am, learning about the world. I may have a tendency to drink, just a little bit, and it changes how I act in certain situations. But you could think of me as a little chaotic and a little good, but not chaotic good. Thank you.
I like it. Thank you, Spork.
I love it.
Gavin, would you like to introduce Joe?
Yeah, so my name is Joseph Maldonado, otherwise known as the Tiger King from that brief period in quarantine. Well, during the first campaign, my main goal was to save my starving village by opening up a tiger petting zoo. And now, since I don't really have anything holding me back, I'm gonna let my darker intentions guide some actions. I'm not evil, but unpredictable.
That sounds like something an evil person would say.
Just a little bit evil for a treat.
Druids can't be evil.
No, definitely not.
We shall see.
It's the law.
Druids can't carry a party.
Unless. Alright.
Unless.
Awesome. Thanks, Joseph. And last but certainly not least, Brandon, would you like to introduce Wenster?
Sure. So Wenster's over here. Wenster, before the start of the last campaign, his earliest memory was of him being taken away from his parents He grew up in a Kukern clan. Kukern is kind of like an abominable snowman wolf kind of combo. And while he was there, he was nursed back to health by one of the female Kukerns, and one of the male leaders did not like him being there and attacked, and by some means he magically won that fight and became the ruler of the Kukern clan. Once he grew up, he decided that he no longer wanted to live there and tried to find his actual parents, and then stumbled upon the rest of the buffoons in our party. We traveled together for a while and did end up finding his parents, which he was super excited about and got to spend time with. However, Wenster realized partway through the last journey that really what he was looking for was a real family he could connect with and understand, and he found that with this group, through our battles, Wenster got a little overconfident because he ended up doing a lot of the kill stealing and did a pretty good job of being in battle, and especially with the final battle being the one to take down Alexei. I think he goes into this afterworld kind of place very confident about himself, but as soon as he hears the stories of all the other groups that are here, he's less confident in himself and less it's like he goes from being the senior in the high school to like the freshman in college, where he's no longer the big man on campus because there's a lot of people in here that did a lot more things than him. And so I think he's kind of beginning to humble himself and understanding maybe he's not the best here and he needs to learn a lot more in magic. And that connects to the special item that Justin's given me, which is my amulet of the gods, which in the first campaign was used in part to help find his parents. In this campaign, it's kind of his way of learning further magic and kind of understanding more about the way that this kind of the world works. But then on top of that, if he uses this amulet, it is in essence just a D100.
Here, do you want to wait until we get into like the actual like blessing portion? Like it's gonna be in the first like 5 minutes, I promise.
Absolutely, it sounds fine with me.
Cool.
Justin, I have a question.
Shoot.
Do I have my jar of bees still?
Did you use them at the end of the last campaign?
You used them, I thought.
You lose it on me because I'm allergic to bees now because you downed me from that.
Yeah.
I caught them all. I got a new jar and I caught them all back.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm calling bullshit on that one, Chief.
No, I'm putting
I
it
still
back
have
in my
20
inventory.
hammers.
Fuck off.
All right.
Interdimensional bees in a jar.
Fuck. Seapork, are you back from your blue screen of death?
I am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Hopefully
that doesn't happen again.
Cool. Well, I don't want to waste any more time. So with that, let's go ahead and just get right into it. Ah, fuck. The last time we saw our two parties now find themselves together in an unimaginable world. You, after defeating Alexei and receiving your own kind of separate ceremonies in Danzia, you guys traveled through the portal that led you to this weird world just covered in white, and you found yourselves there, meeting each other for the first time as you walked through these stone portals. In this world, it was only blank whiteness. The floors below you were just sort of like a glassy white finish, and everything around you seemed kind of void of existence, save for the other heroes of their world that stepped out of the portals maybe a few seconds before, a few seconds after you. But now, after about 2 weeks of your first interaction there, you guys all find yourselves drawn back through the portal into this world once again, as you might have gone home back to Danzia for a little while to kind of rest after all of your woes and travels of the last campaign. And that's where we all find ourselves now, all kind of just pulled to this location by fate. And you guys see the figure that greeted you the first time you arrived here in this mysterious place. You see the figure of a celestial-looking being. A young woman floats over in your direction, and you can tell because she's levitating and has these beautiful white wings that extend from her back. And as she comes closer to you, she has short blonde hair that falls just below her ears, and she just seems to carry this iridescent white glow about her. And she approaches you all and she says, "Thank you all for coming. I see that you all have felt kind of the pull of this world, and that was partially my doing. It's not all the time that I imagine this happens to you, but I guess I need your help, is what I'm trying to say, just to be blunt about it. As you can tell, and I'm probably well aware, you're in a place very far from home. This place that you stand in now is what is referred to as the Crossroads. This is kind of a place that doesn't quite exist in the material planes that your universes exist in. Rather, this area is kind of a gateway of sorts to the other material planes of existence throughout everywhere, the entire multiverse. And as I'm sure you're aware, there are several worlds quite like your own, and you might have seen some of the other groups of individuals come spilling out of the portals at similar times, having completed similar quests even. There is an infinite number of these worlds that exist, and suffice to say, you all met, I believe, the heroes of your world, and she pulls up a tablet in front of her and begins to read from it. And she says, according to my records, there were some heroes that traveled to each of your worlds and were revered as sort of like demigods, and were outstanding warriors and adventurers in their own time. And I believe that you've had some interaction with them already. And you guys think back to the divine weapons and all of the semi deities that you met in the last campaign, like Helmbird and Luminos and all those other figures. And this woman continues on. Also, fuck, I need to get good at this. Hang on. Let me bring you guys into scene.
Whoa!
Oh,
Magic.
we on X Games mode.
You guys find yourselves talking to this deity, and she says to you, those people, Helmbird and the others, they are similar to you. They were adventurers from another world, and I tasked them to go into your world and to try to maintain the peace, I guess, is the best way to put it. Basically, I don't know. I don't know how to best explain this, but this is sort of a system, I guess, of bringing in talented adventurers and heroes from other worlds to try to calm down the forces of evil that be in other worlds, so that outstanding levels of destruction don't happen. But unfortunately, as you can see, and she kind of gestures over towards some of the portals that are still closed, in some universes, these heroes weren't quite as successful and weren't able to maintain the open portal. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you at once, so please stop me if something doesn't make sense. I guess you guys have any questions so far before I go on?
Well, what does this have to do with us?
You all have proven that you are talented heroes and warriors in your own worlds, and are pure at heart. So this is sort of the way this works, is I seek out those that have good, pure intentions and, try to, I guess, recruit you to come and try to help out other worlds that might not be as fortunate, not have heroes in their own time periods to be able to save their worlds.
So you're offering us a job.
Yes, I guess you could say that.
What are our stock options?
Well, we have an amazing 401k plan, but that hails in comparison to our medical plan. I can explain the details later. I have a portfolio you can
Does
look
this
at.
reality have universal health care?
It depends on the world you go to. Everyone else but one world has it.
My understanding is that the people up north do, but this one doesn't.
Did I miss this? What is your name?
Oh, my goodness, incredibly rude of me. My name is the Curator. You can just call me the Curator or Madam Curator. Whatever you prefer, I guess.
I'm gonna go with Madam Q.
Okay. I am. I guess. What would you call me? I am a celestial.
Madam Q. That's what I'm going to
No,
call you.
yes, that's my name. I understand that. Thank you. Good job. And she kind of pats you on the
Jeff
head.
Andrew.
And she says, I am a celestial being, not entirely unlike those deities which you might worship from your own worlds, but I have been tasked to keep the peace in these worlds and to, allow those who have set their worlds straight, those with pure hearts, to travel into the crossroads, as they see fit, but to keep evil forces at bay and not allow them to spread to other material planes of existence.
Does that mean we get a cool weapon?
If you're willing to help me out, that is one of the benefits, actually, yes, is we can hook you up with a sweet deal, as it were.
Neat.
So what do you say?
I'm down.
The
Okay.
Doomslayer cocks his shotgun.
Could I roll insight to see how strong the Madam Curator looks, HP wise?
Yeah, sure, go ahead and roll insight.
Alright, I gotta adjust that number real fast. No, that's not good.
Guys, I'm sneak
first-
attacking her.
That's a 12.
He's pulling the first person you meet is also the final boss trope.
I would never. No. You're not able to get a great read on her spork. You can tell, though, as a celestial, she is probably pretty powerful.
So if I hit her with a fireball, it wouldn't do a lot of damage, and we wouldn't be able to take over this world ourselves.
She's gonna roll insight on you. Actually, hold on, let me do it in game. That's the whole reason I got this.
You're sneaky GM.
I can't believe
Rolls.
you've done this, Spork.
I've not
Well,
done anything.
no.
writing that character out.
Did it work? Hang on.
I'm just
Nah.
thinking. I'm
We
thinking
need a space.
in my mind.
Rolling.
Wait, Justin, it's...
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
there you go. Oh.
Oh, yeah, she kind of
Nice.
catches the glint in your eye as you're kind of eyeing her up, and she says,
I take a swig of my moonshine.
I wouldn't try that, young man.
I take another swig of my moonshine.
I saw what you all did in your worlds, and that you were able to defeat Alexei, and I think you all would be perfect candidates for this program. And if this works out, there may be future endeavors for you down the road, if you so desire.
I take one last swig of moonshine.
Man, where you getting all this moonshine from?
I still had 3 bottles left over in my inventory from our last fight.
True. I guess I did give you guys 2 weeks in between.
Yeah.
He had time to stock up.
Okay.
I feel like you're using us or something, but we don't know what it is yet.
Alright, I'm sold. Where do we go?
I can assure you, Joe, that this is perfectly good intentioned, and I am willing to lay myself out on the line. I know this is strange and that you don't trust me. If that's your MO, then you're welcome not to go on this journey, and that's totally up to you.
I stand right in front of Madam Curator, take a very deep bow, and say, "All right, I'm at your command. Where do we go?"
All right, I assume that's universal consent then?
Yeah, why not?
I do have one question. I am curious. How do I get to see my parents from here? Before we left the last plane, it was already kind of complicated in how I was going to see them, but now I'm in a different plane and I'm already very confused.
Well, as long as things stay okay in your home worlds, the portal should remain open, which you came through. And once
Is there
you're
like a shortcut? Can I just take a portal from here, or do I have to hike all the way back up that mountain and that stupid cliff face that we fell down 3 times?
Well, no, you can't just like pick up and move the portal. It's supposed to be remote so that those with ill intentions don't find it as easily.
I'm still deep in my bow, and I cast message and say, "Hey, man, please, just stop asking questions. I'm a little deep in my bow. Please, please."
She finally notices you bowing after having responding to all these questions, and she says, "Oh, please, no. There's no need to do that. I'm not a god."
Okay. And I slowly stand back up.
I can explain a little bit more details on the way. And she begins to walk off in the direction of sort of the center of this, I guess, floor structure that you guys are in. And after about 20 minutes of walking and looking back and forth at her tablet that she's carrying, she leads you off in a completely different direction from which you came. And she leads you to another large circular platform that has all these little arms that come out to their own individual portals. And as you all approach, you see
Charles.
you see a portal
Wait, that
in
was
front of
funny.
you that is closed, that there's no white light. And
Wait, Justin, can I do I don't know what it'd be, like an insight check or whatever, just to see what she has on her tablet? If we're following behind her, kind of walking with her, I'm curious what she has there.
do you want to do like a stealth
Is it
check
investigation
or investigation?
Sure.
I'll let you
Whatever.
choose investigation or stealth if you're trying to be stealthy about it. You choose your flavor.
Wait, you said which one was the first one? Investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing that one. Definitely doing that one. That's a +7, so.
For someone that's so smart, you need a lot of help. That's all I'm saying.
21.
Does your character know Celestial?
I think I do, actually. One sec, let me double check. I know Elvish, Primordial, and Abyssal, and then I know some of the Celestial stories. I don't think I know the language very well, but I think you gave me the ability to understand some of the stories from the sword reading in the museum.
Okay, I'll say that you're able to pick up bits and pieces then of what's written on this tablet. It's written in Celestial, and it's kind of hard for you to make out, but it appears to be this insanely large spreadsheet file kind of on her tablet, and it has a bunch of data stored in regards to these different portals and if they've been opened before, the heroes that have come through from those portals, and it lists several names that you don't recognize, like Jeremiah and Ralph and Warren.
I know Jeremiah. He was a bullfrog.
Was an old friend of mine.
Wait, is this like a tablet, like a rock tablet, or like a iPad tablet?
It's more like a modern tablet. It's very kind of like glassy with bright blue lights coming out of it.
Then I think Wenster, so after that, is gonna tap the creature on the shoulder, or tap Madam Q on the shoulder and say, "What
is this contraption that you are carrying? I've never seen such an item before.
Oh, I almost forget that some worlds are not quite as advanced in their technology yet. This is a tool that I use, I guess in my job you could say, to kind of characterize and categorize all of these different portals and worlds. It contains data stored inside of it that gives me information as to how to proceed with opening and closing different portals, and in order to protect this realm from the forces of evil.
Interesting. Okay.
And she walks up towards the stone portal you see in front of you, and it looks exactly the same as the one that you all stepped out of. And she puts her arm up to the side of it and turns to face you all, and she says, "Now this is portal," and she looks at her tablet, 1227XJ, and this world, I will admit, is quite different from your home worlds. They're a little bit more advanced, but I think you can handle it. I think I've seen snippets of your skill sets based on your interactions with Alexi and the other evil forces of your own world. I think you all have the skill set to be able to handle the problem at hand. To be frank about it, my sources tell me that there have been growing strains of evil converging in this world, and I'm not quite sure exactly what or where it is. That's part of why I need you, is to go in there and to be able to find it and I guess crush the evil, to put it bluntly.
Before we go, did I hear something back there about magical items or something? Because we beat Alexi, we had a lot of powerful shit that you made us give back, and I don't think we quite stand a chance without it.
Yeah, just to kind of out of character real quick, you all remember that when you went through the portal, you had to sacrifice your divine weapons that you've been using, so like the spear and the earthbending sword and the shield and all that. So the curator turns in your direction. She says, yes, normally for those that accept this task and go into try to resolve some of these worlds, I'm able to use some of the powers of the divine to bless you with certain abilities to items that you might already have. And we're just gonna kind of run through this real quick, but she says, okay, I guess the fastest way to do this is just one at a time. I guess since you asked about it first, Wenster, why don't you come up and present to me an item that you would want to be blessed and tell me sort of what you want on it.
I present you the Amulet of the Gods. It was bestowed upon me as a treat for defeating one of Alexi's minions upon our visit to a museum. I have used it to find my parents, and I believe it is good luck. And if you could bless it with forms of magic unknown to me yet, and the ability to keep us safe, I would be forever grateful.
You present Madam Curator with this amulet, and she holds it up, and as she does, you all see a little fleck of light reflect off the red gem inset in the center of this amulet. And she kind of holds it up to her tablet for a second as though to scan the item. And she says, alright then, very well. And she puts her tablet away and kind of holds out the amulet in her hands with her palms up. And you see her close her eyes, and a faint shimmer of blue light appears in her hands and blinds you all briefly for a minute. And as you all look back, you see the amulet doesn't look much different than it did originally. but you see a small amount of this iridescent blue light has clinged onto the amulet and slowly begins to kind of fade in and out, kind of strobe on a little bit. And she hands it back in your direction, and she says, Wenster, I think this will have exactly what you're looking for. This amulet not only has the ability to communicate with the deities of your world, but also has the ability to summon random magical effects at your will. And I don't know if we ever set, Brendan, what the number of like uses would be on this.
I don't think we did either. It's up to you.
I'm gonna say 1 use per short rest.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, of course. She turns in Charles's direction next, and she says,
Yeah.
You, sir, what would you like?
You make my bow like a jack of all trades, just kind of like when I need the tip to do something for me, it just kind of like changes. If I need something sticky, just make the front of the arrow sticky.
Yeah, I can do something
Good
along
deal.
those lines. I have a better idea. Why don't hand me your quiver?
Okay, here you go.
You hand over your simple quiver to her, and she takes it, and she kind of holds it out in her hands with her palms up like she did with Wenster's amulet. And you see you see a similar light shine from her hands. This time, a soft green light appears and blinds you briefly. And then when you look back, you see that the quiver is populated with arrows. As it was before empty, you now see it filled with an assortment of random arrows.
Ooh.
And she hands it back to you and says, once per day, you will have the ability to use your quiver and draw upon a single arrow with immense magical effects. And I suppose that will help you in your journey ahead.
Neat.
Next up, she turns to you, Shannara, and she says, alright, young lady, what can I do for you?
Well, here before you, I have a piece of mistletoe, and I ask that you bless it with some way for me to let out my inner love for nature and my want to protect others. Is there something that you could do for me to make this possible?
She takes it in one of her hands and kind of holds up in front of her as though she's observing it. And she says, let me think. And she kind of rubs her chin for a few minutes. And then she holds it out in front of her with her palms up. And you see a faint golden light appear. And it kind of blinds you all briefly. And then you see the mistletoe in her hands. And it looks fairly the same, save for it has what almost kind of just looks like a giant safety pin through it, kind of affixed to it. And she walks over towards you, Shannara, and pins it on your chest. And she says, with this, you will be able to summon the spirit of a very powerful animal that will be able to protect you and your friends. I hope this helps you in your journey.
Thank you. I hope this will help me for whatever we come up against.
She turns her direction towards Joe. you, sir, now. What can I do for you?
All these people got these boring little blessings. I want something really cool. Give me something really cool, curator lady.
Okay, that's not a whole lot to work with. What would you like that your blessing to be put on?
I don't know, maybe this boring old club.
Okay. She kind of takes it in her hands with a little bit of hesitation, and she says, and she kind of eyes you up and down as she does this and kind of gets the gist of your vibe, and she says, so anything goes, right?
Make it flashy.
Please give him disadvantage. Please give him disadvantage.
It's too late, we already discussed this.
She holds your club out in front of her hands, and you see it shine with a very bright white light, and it actually blinds you for a little bit longer than the other items, and it takes her a little bit of time with this one, but as the light kind of fades away and kind of absorbs into the club, and your sight is all regained, you all see that the club is no longer a club, but you see a very eloquent looking cane with the face of a tiger engraved into the top of it, with sleek gold trim around it, and large fangs pointing outwards of the tiger's mouth. And she tosses it in your direction, Joe. Joe, make a dexterity check for me.
Alright, let me check my modifier. Hey!
Yeah, you catch the cane really well, and you catch it actually just as it's about to hit Doomslayer in the head.
Can't believe I wasted a nat 20 on that, but what are you gonna do?
Man, times are tough.
Thank you kindly, magic lady.
She turns in your direction, Spork. And she says, "Alright, you, sir. Now I believe it's your turn."
I've been walking around just kind of looking at this place, so when I hear her say that, I just drop into a bow and then kind of shuffle all the way back up again until I'm right in front of her. And I hold up the dark steel dagger that I got in one of the very first sessions that we did, and I was like, yeah, it's a cool dagger. Haven't used it though, because I'm a spellcaster, so like, it could do some cool things.
I see. And she takes the dagger from you, and you see her hold up this wretched black as night dagger, and it contrasts greatly with your surroundings, you guys notice. And a little grin peeks out of her mouth, and she says, "Okay, I think I got something." She puts it in her palms again, and you see a very dark black light come from the daggers, and it's not so much blinding as it is just kind of absorbing your field of view and blocking your sight of the daggers, or the dagger rather. And as the light fades away, you see it looks much the same, save for a small kind of trace of this black smoke that's emanating from the dagger, and she holds it up in her hand, and you kind of reach forward to grab it, Spork, but before you can, it floats up out of her hand and floats over to you and sheaths itself in the sheath that it came from. And she says, "I cast animate objects on this dagger of yours, and it should have a nice, I guess, break to your normal spell casting."
still stuck in my deep bow, I dip even further over and over again, just like bowing again in the bow. Thank you. Thank you. Also, and I stand straight up and like jump towards your ear. Is my badger okay? I think he got hit with something in the last fight, and he's been acting kind of funny. I think I saw him throw up earlier, but I didn't want to say anything, hoping that I didn't have to clean it up. Is he fine?
You guys look over at Spork, and you guys actually notice, especially those of you that were in Spork's party before, you notice that Rook is not looking so hot. He looks very antsy. And is kind of like bounding kind of around this platform with a little bit of unease. And she looks at him briefly but doesn't pay too much mind. And she says, well, I think your badger friend here is fine. He just looks a little bit out of place. Maybe he's just not quite used to being in this world yet.
Okay. I walk over and start to give Rook some moonshine.
As you do, I wouldn't recommend... Okay, that's fine.
I drink from the same bottle and then I shut up.
Cazador had to dip out of the call. He said he'd be back here soon. I guess we can do that kind of, after the fact. She walks over to you, last but not least, Doomslayer. And she says, my well-equipped friend, what can I do for you?
The Doomslayer approaches, and heavy metal music begins emanating from his body. He presents the shotgun and says nothing.
She takes it in her hands, and she kind of shudders for a second as this kind of dark aura flashes over her, and she kind of eyes you down as though to kind of like make sure that you're actually a good person. And she takes a step back, and she just kind of shrugs her shoulders, and she holds her arms out in front of her, and you see a bright red light emanate from your crossbow. And as the light fades, you see the crossbow looks much the same. But as she hands it back to you, she says, now with this, this will be sort of a buff to the rest of your party. And I'm just going to say it's out of character because it doesn't really make sense to say it in character. For 6 rounds, anybody within a 15-foot radius of you will get an additional D4 towards any attack roll or saving throw. And whenever you activate your crossbow in this way, death metal music will start playing in the background.
Ooh, real quick, can I have that applied to the shotgun instead of the crossbow?
That's, I mean, it is a crossbow equipped with the shotgun shells. That's what your shotgun is.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And she hands it back to you after kind of explaining this a little bit better than me. And she says, "Rip and tear until it is done," and gives you a wink.
Whew. Oh man.
Senpai.
Alright, you're gonna have to hold it though on the death metal music until.
Okay.
I'll let you play it when it's your time.
I am all done.
Okay.
I had to do it for the gimmick.
We'll do Cazador when he gets back in.
Hey Justin, can I do something here?
Sure. What do you want to do?
I want to cast Phantasmal Force and make it look like we have an additional member of our party that she's yet to enchant a weapon for yet. And I'm gonna use the first of my divination dice to make her get a 6 on her intelligence saving throw.
Okay, I guess
Who's going to hold on to the weapon?
No, I'm gonna give her a weapon from me. I want to get a second weapon.
Okay, what'd you roll on your other divination dice, by the way?
I had a 6 and an 8. You can scroll up in the chat. I did it before.
Okay.
Seaborg stuff.
I trust you. All right, yeah, you cast Phantasmal Force, and Madam Curator has no fucking clue.
So,
So I'll jump in and say, Madam Q, you forgot our friend Yandu here. I'm holding a dagger that is his, but
I counterspell.
he's actually a mute, and he would like you to
Dispel
enchant
magic.
this.
Dispel magic.
Enchant this weapon so that
Dispel magic.
it is auto.
Wait,
I'm casting Dispel magic.
Okay, you cast Dispel Magic, and a few seconds after Yandu appears, he disappears, and Madam Curator kind of shakes her head a little bit, and she says, well, I don't think that was quite smart to blow 2 spells right there before you even got into the thick of this, but
I
guess
hit him with my pimp cane.
you all know more than I do, I suppose. Go for it. Go hog wild. Is there anything else you'd like to know before I send you into the thick of it?
Wait, is the portal open right now?
No, it's closed right now still.
Dang it.
And any advice for what we're gonna be heading into?
Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the specifics of this world. I only get a limited amount of information. All I know is that there's an evil force gathering somewhere near to the portal on this side, or I guess on the other side. This world that you guys are going into is much more technologically advanced, so be wary and be cautious. Oh, and whatever you do, do not bring anything back from this world that you go into. We've had some problems in the past with people bringing back trinkets and items and such. So better safe than sorry, just leave it behind.
What if I bring a person?
That's... It depends. I mean, you can't just bring an evil person in here. That kind of fucks up everything. But...
If I bring something back, what are you gonna do about it, huh?
I might just have to send you back to Danzia and close up your portal forever.
That
Roll credits.
Roll credits, that's the end of the campaign. Good job, you won.
Wait, Justin, I want it to be noted that Wenster is like giving Joe the death stare right now because he dispelled his spell and he's so mad, but he's not really paying attention to what.
Yeah, Joe, you look over and Wenster is staring daggers at you, and he's just up to here with you. So I guess if there's nothing else, I can open the portal for you all, and you can be on your way.
I want to stand inside the portal before it's open.
Okay, you stand right inside the portal, and she says, I wouldn't recommend that, as she puts an arm up to the portal while reaching up for her tablet with the other, and you see her scrolling for a second before she clicks a button, and in a flash, a bright white light appears in the center of this portal, and Charles is immediately whisked away.
Doomslayer cocks
I dive right
and
in.
runs through the light.
Real quick, I'm gonna have to close this portal once you guys go through, just to make sure none of the forces of evil get in. But you guys will be able to access the portal from the other side to reopen it once you've completed your task. I'm gonna give you all about 3 days. Get in, get out. Don't make too many changes, but just save the world. Easy shit.
I'm already gone. I heard none of that.
Yeah, only a few of you heard that, but you dive through the portal, and I assume the rest of the party follows. And as you all...
Justin, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna wait till the end and everyone else dives in, and then I'm gonna attempt again to do Phantasmal Force. I really want to try this.
No.
I'm waiting at the end here. I'm waiting until you dive in first, then I'm going up to her and do it again.
Everybody begins to dive in.
Losers.
Get in, losers, we're going shopping. And all of you guys begin to dive in, and you see Wenster's kind of hanging behind, and Madam Curator turns to you and she says, well, what are you waiting for?
And then I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force again. I'm going to use my second divination dice. It's an 8. So I hope this one works.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's against your DC, so you tell me. I'm sure it works.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Does he not get any added bonus to it?
Not with the divination dice, I don't think. I think it's just a flat. It probably wouldn't matter.
My DC is 15, so I don't think it would matter unless you have
no
+7.
dice. She doesn't have a +7.
So
do you
shame
do
stick.
spawn
I want to pretend like
Yondu
I want to
again?
pretend like Yondu's next to me, and that she forgot to give Yondu a magic item, and then I hand her my dagger, and say that I want it to, or he wants it to be a whistling dagger that can fly through the air and hit any target within a certain range, and be called back to him at a whistle, and that he wishes he could tell you himself, but he is a mute, and has me carry his items for him.
Can I tie some rope into a lasso and pull him into the portal?
Yeah, sure. Give it a shot. Wenster, you hand over this dagger to Madam Curator. Go ahead and make a ranged attack. So roll d20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency.
You've got a druid. Druid gang. Oh, nice.
Alright, so you said dexterity and what else?
Proficiency. Regardless, I'm pretty sure this is going to beat his armor class.
That's
Yeah,
better.
it's 21.
Yeah, that is well gonna beat it.
Yeah, you.
He's a wizard.
Wenster, you hand her this dagger, and as you do, you see a lasso come back through the portal and just wrap around you, and it pulls you through the portal, like very cartoon-like, and you're whisked away as Madam Curator's left just holding this dagger. And
is the dagger left behind?
Yes, and the image of Yondu begins to
Oh
fade.
no!
And you all go through the portal and find yourself teleported to this new strange land that's about to unfold.
Get in, losers, we're doing interdimensional travel.
Exactly.
Brendan, please don't tell me that that's what you use to cast your spells.
What?
The dagger.
No. But can I?
Okay.
Am I allowed to reach back through the portal with a mage hand to grab the dagger?
Nope, you're gone. And
It's way too late.
you all
Wenster, I wouldn't dispel your spell if I didn't get something in it too. It's just unfair that you got it and no one else got anything else.
Basically, he's selfish.
Yes.
No, Wenster.
Alright. You all are pulled through the portal and emerge on the other side, and you find yourselves in a very dark, unlit cavern. And I think Charles, you were the first one to go through, and you stumble out, followed by the rest of the party, and you find yourselves in a small brick cavern. And as the rest of the party falls through, give me 1 second. What the hell?
This is like a Broadway show with all the set changes.
As you pass through the portal, you emerge in a small, tight, dark cavern and becomes illuminated by bright flashes of white light as you emerge from the portal. You hear the scurried movements and small squeaks of mice as you enter this small cavern. As your eyes finally adjust from the brightness of the light, you realize you're in a tight, brick-walled sewer only about 6 feet tall. And after Wenster is pulled through with Shannara's lasso, you see the light from the portal disappear entirely. You all turn back to face what you came through, and you find a stone portal that looks similar to the one back in the crossroads, but not quite the same. You see it's embedded in this wall, and as the light fades, you see little white engravings begin to form in the side of the archway. And you all realize that they're the engravings of each of your items that you had blessed by the curator. And you see one for the dagger and the quiver and the mistletoe, all inscribed in the side of this archway. And as all these engravings finish inscribing themselves onto the surface of the portal, the light fades away, and you turn around to face what's in front of you, and this is a very dark sewer, and you hear the sounds of mice kind of scurrying throughout.
I cast dancing lights just to give us some light.
Okay, yeah, you cast dancing lights, and
Don't we all have dark vision?
don't
I
know.
do.
I think I do,
the
yeah.
Slayer does
I
not.
do.
I knew a couple people from our original campaign didn't have it, so I always cast it just as a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You cast it, and you're able to pick up some of the finer details of this scene. Surprisingly enough, for being in a sewer, it doesn't smell awfully bad. There's a little bit of water, and you're able to smell a little bit of mold kind of floating through the air. But as you cast dancing lights, you see that this tunnel is very kind of archaic and seems like it's not in use, as though it's kind of been abandoned.
Alright, so
Uh,
if I'm
you-
not mistaken.
You see a small
Sorry.
grouping of mice in front of you to about 25 feet away.
If I'm not mistaken, all of us are pretty low on the buff scale, right? Like, we don't have any tanks that can take a lot of damage and lead us through.
I can run fast.
Druid gang, wild shape gang.
Yeah, big bear gang.
Brown bear
I-
gang.
Alright,
Oh, yeah.
why don't we have one
Justin,
of our
can you add
druids
the animal sheets into the Google Drive?
You guys should still have access to it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
I
got
just
mine
have to
up.
search through it again.
Yeah, I can drop it
Oh wait,
in.
oh, it's still in the same drive. Never mind. Yeah,
Yeah, you just gotta
I'll
go out of
find that.
folder.
Yeah.
We should probably have one of our druids in the front and the back, and then the rest of us just kind of watching each other in the middle.
I think our big, strong wizard Wenster should guide the party.
No, Wenster is sulking in the middle. He is so upset. He's just standing in the middle. He doesn't care. He's not looking at anybody right now.
He's just walking along.
I scramble on the back of Spork, and I'm like, alright, let's get ready to rumble, folks.
I'll lead the party.
Okay.
What's the worst that could
take up the
happen?
rear.
I run fast.
Joe, you begin to take the lead, and then Charles just kind of runs up along the side of this wall and kind of pushes you out of the way as he runs forward.
Haven't you learned
yes.
your lesson already?
No.
Charles, as you run forward, you see a small grouping of mice in front of you, and they begin to scurry away from you as soon as you approach them. And run
They've
off
got
into
to
the
know
distance.
something. Follow them.
Oh, I can speak to them. I can speak with small creatures as a racial trait.
Justin, are we supposed to be seeing the, like, after we've gone through
Yeah.
the portal map, or are we still okay?
No, you guys are in the right spot.
Oh, because I'm still seeing the earth.
I'm still seeing the.
Yeah, I don't have a
the
page
hub.
for this one.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was just double checking.
I'm gonna try and talk to one of the scared mice.
That means that nothing's supposed to happen here if he doesn't have a map for it. We should just get out of the sewer.
That's what
Not
you
how
think.
this works.
Wait, metagaming. Our party takes a long time to do the simplest tasks.
Yeah,
It's
we're an
almost
hour
10
and 15
o'clock. I
into
gotta
this and we haven't done
sleep.
shit yet.
Alright, yeah, let's go.
Are you still
Let's
talking
just
to
get
this
out of
mice
the
though?
sewer.
No, because I remember mice aren't important.
Alright, you guys follow Charles's lead now as you continue down the path of the sewer, and not only do just like a few clusters of mice, but you guys see a large number of mice begin to run away, and before you know it, you hear loud kind of gnawing in the distance. That doesn't really
Scratching.
sound quite like normal mice. And before you know it, you guys are met with not two. You're met with 7 giant rats as they approach you, as all those other smaller rats run away. And
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
SpaghettiOs.
well, Charles is in the lead, so it wouldn't really matter.
So here's how I'm gonna do this. So Charles, this is kind of on the fly. I actually didn't have a map for this, so we're just gonna do this. So it's Charles in the lead, followed by Joe,
Yeah.
and then Shanero's in the rear.
I'll be right behind Joe.
Doomslayer is shortly behind Spork.
Doomslayer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just throw in everybody else. Kaz is in there doing something. And I'm missing Wenster.
Wenster, yeah.
And I'm going to say that these disease rats kind of operate as a swarm.
Ew.
Let me find a rat token.
Young rat tokens.
Oh, this is perfect.
Can't believe it's just a token rat. That rat has feelings.
You guys find yourselves in this very narrow corridor, and you see a swarm of these rats approach you. And let's go ahead and all roll initiative.
Nice.
Let's see.
What does the 2, 3, 4, 5 do next to D20?
That's the modifier, so you would make that into whatever your initiative modifier is.
Gotcha.
Oh shit, how do I...
Hey.
Spork, what did you get?
I got twice. I got a 9.
9? Charles, what'd you get? Did you go yet?
Did you add your text modifier?
No, I didn't add my modifier. It's a 19 with Dex. Or not Dex, my initiative.
19. Joe?
15.
Doomslayer?
14.
Also, can you guys see the turn order thing I'm populating?
Yep.
Yeah.
Turn order, but still no names next to it.
Wenster?
16.
76.
And Shanera, what'd you get?
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so slow.
And let me roll for rats.
I have a roll initiative.
Please don't let them beat me. I want to test out my bow.
Your sticky bow. They rolled a
Jack of
0.
all trades, bro.
No, I didn't roll yet, silly.
Oh.
I'm trying to find their stats. Okay, I got a +2.
Is this gonna be the strongest form of rats anyone's ever fought?
Oh yeah.
Okay, they got a 14.
Cool.
It's bigger.
It doesn't look like they're in order yet.
I can sort
I think
them.
it's I think it's just whatever order he was typing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the distance per square?
Each square is 5 feet, and Charles, you're up first, and they are 15 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. I would like to fire an explosive tipped arrow from my quiver.
Okay, you reach for your quiver and pull out an explosive tipped arrow, and go ahead and make a range attack.
Do I add anything to the D20 for if I hit or not? I can't remember.
It's D20 plus Dex plus proficiency.
Oh, nice. So +5 plus proficiency. +3. Okay, so +8 to whatever I get. Wow.
Dirty 20. Or no, sorry, never mind. Not dirty 20. It's just 12.
It's a dirty 12.
Dirty 12. No, you fire an explosive arrow in the direction of the rats, but they all scurry out of the way just as it's about to hit them. And you see
Not even the
small
explosion like hit them. Come on.
You see small shatterings of brick kind of explode from where your arrow landed and kind of spray your party in the face.
Nice.
Next up, I'm just going to say is Shannara. I'm not going to go through the BS of figuring out who's first, who 16 is better than whose.
I'm pretty sure it's hers anyways. My initiative 0.
Shannara, you're in the back of the pack, and you have a line of your party in front of you. What would you like to do?
Oh, that's how tight the corridor is? Wow.
Yeah, it's like 6 foot diameter. It's very tight.
Sorry, I'm looking up spells.
Let me see if I can get some better battle music going on in the background.
How dare you look up and try and figure out what your character can do?
Can I use Wind Wall on, like, this group of rats?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm gonna put it, like, right in front of the rats so that it's, like, blocking them from everyone in the party. Then I'll make my spell attack.
Each creature within the area is gonna have to make a strength saving throw. So are you placing it to, like, block them off, or trying to just, like, blow them to pieces?
Really trying to, like, blow them to pieces, but, like, trying to avoid hitting anybody in the party.
Okay, so you basically place it right on top.
It has a range of 120 feet.
Okay, they're gonna make a strength saving throw. They're not very strong. Yikes. Yeah, that's probably not gonna cut it. Wait, I don't think you need to roll. I think it's just against your DC.
Yeah, I couldn't erase it before I typed.
Oh, you're good. So yeah, they failed. What does this look like?
So they take 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Let me roll that real quick.
Okay, 17.
Ooh, yeah.
You cast Wind Wall, and the entire party, you feel a giant flush of wind just as it kind of blows out in all directions, and you guys are actually pushed back 5 feet each, just being in such a tight enclosed space. And you guys all kind of fall back into Shannara as she casts this spell. You watch, though, as the rats are buffeted by this wind wall and are sent flying into the walls of this tight sewer, and you see little smatterings of blood everywhere. As this is occurring, you see another small rat in the background behind the gang of giant rats, watching on as this is all occurring. But yeah, the rats take a significant amount of damage, and I think in addition to, just because you guys are in such a tight enclosed space, you see more debris begin to fall, and some more brick shatters from the walls, and you see dirt and dust now starting to kind of pour through the cracks in this brick walled sewer. It doesn't look like it's going to hold for much longer.
What was the thing about there's a rat behind them all or something?
Yeah, there's... During this, when this group of rats is buffeted upwards, you briefly see for a second another rat standing behind the gang of rats, just kind of watching on from a distance.
Can I do like an insight check to see if something is different about that rat compared to the other rats?
Yeah.
Would insight be the right thing? Is insight?
Yeah, do investigation.
Okay.
I can't find a sprite of a single rat that isn't gory, but... That
23.
is... a 23. Yeah, you can tell that something about this rat is different from the other rats that you've seen. You're not quite able to make out what it was because it's so far away.
How far away is it, would you say?
From you, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 feet away.
Okay. Is it a small rat or a big rat?
It's just a regular small rat.
But it's something different than I'm just gonna cast magic missile and I'm gonna aim all 3 of them at the small one.
Okay.
And they auto hit. It's 1d4 plus 1 or 3d4. Yeah, 1d4 plus 1 for each, and then there's 3 of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
3d4 plus 3. Is it plus 3 or plus? No, it's plus 3.
Plus 3, 1 for each, yeah.
Yep.
9. Yeah, you blast magic missile, and I think as you do, you kind of tell the rest of the party in front of you to duck as these missiles come flying by. Doomslayer, just because you're right in front of him, and I would roll for Cazador, but he's not here. Doomslayer, why don't you go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can dodge out of the way in time.
Oh boy. I think I have plus 6 on that. That's a d20 plus 6.
Yeah, if that's what your dex is.
Oh fuck, I screwed it up.
6 plus 6. Alright, that's even worse. Yeah, it's...
Oh no!
No dice. You're actually caught by one of these magic missiles as you take 3 damage, but the other 2 hurl in the direction of the rats. They hit the remaining 2 hit the rat that's standing behind the party, or behind the gang of rats, and it's instantly bloodied and just explodes in a small poof of smoke, but you can't really see the remains. Cool. Next up is Joe.
All right. I can't really Hulk out into an animal because we're in cramped quarters, but I think what I'll do is I will would I be able to move past Charles?
Oh yeah, I think you could do that as part of your free action.
Okay.
You can kind of just slip around him.
Let me do some research on my spells. See if it's worth doing what I want to do.
Alright, one thing I'm going to try to do too is encourage you all to not take super long on your turns, just because I know the sessions last time went super long, so don't think about it too hard. Whatever you do will be fine.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to move past Charles, going to cast Flame Blade, and I'm going to attack the rat swarm.
Okay.
This is a thought. Do you have to pass the wind wall to get there, or is that like a one-turn kind of thing?
That's a good question. I think it
it
stays for up to a minute.
Then I'll do something different if the wind wall is there.
Okay. Yeah, wind wall, I should probably be marking up this plane a little bit better. Oh. Wind wall's basically right here.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell Charles to duck, and I'm gonna cast poison spray on the rats. Actually, no. I'll have to move in front of Charles to do poison spray.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
you duck around Charles, and you extend your hands in front of you, and you cast poison spray. The rat's going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, they will.
Uh, 16.
Oof. Yeah, that wins.
Okay. You cast out poison spray, and the rats are able to duck away from it just as the poison extends from your hands and avoid being damaged.
Okay.
Next up in the order is the rats. Hold on, I need to look at some for wind wall. I need to see if they take damage when they start their turn.
How do you undo drawing? Is there like an eraser?
You can select and like click the delete button.
Oh.
Just like click and drag to select.
Gotcha. Cool. We have technology.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that on their turn they just move out of the way of the wind wall to attack you, Joseph. And they're going to try to swarm you and bite you.
Yummy.
So they're gonna roll 1d20 plus. That's a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and you're going to... Okay, you're swarmed by these giant disease rats as you take 15 damage as they swarm you and are just biting you all over.
Great.
I'm gonna say even they're kind of like in your space and kind of on top of you at this point, just with how close they're getting.
Don't worry, guys. Hit me with everything you got.
Next in the order is Doomslayer.
All right. Doomslayer is gonna duck in front of Spork. And he's gonna lift his dual-barreled crossbow onto the shoulder of names.
Charles.
How does it
It's
work?
on the screen.
Charles, yes. We're gonna whip up that crossbow right onto Charles's shoulder and use it as a prop to aim at the rats. And he's gonna fire a dual-barreled shotgun or dual-barreled crossbow round.
Joe is absolutely going to catch a face full of lead.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
You remind me how that works. Is it just a 20? Do I add any? Oh, god damn it!
Wait, I missed it.
Joe is absolutely catching a face full of lead.
Yeah, roll, add your proficiency.
Add
Add your proficiency in your dex for ranged weapon.
Okay, proficiency is plus 3. Dex is plus 3. So 11.
Yeah, no. You ready your crossbow or your shotgun and aim it at the pile of Joe and rats, but you mainly surprisingly enough you don't hit either of them. You just kind of shatter a bunch of the brick walls surrounding, and a few bricks actually fall down the direction of Joe and the rats. Joe, make a dexterity saving throw, and I'm going to do one for the rats as well.
Justin is a kind DM.
If you rolled a 1, it'd be a different story. Okay, the rats dodge out of the way.
Nimble rats.
Uh, 14. Yeah, you're able to avoid the brunt of the damage, but in trying to kind of scramble away from these bricks that are falling on your head, you do get hit with a couple. Go ahead and take... take 3 damage.
Okay.
For a bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and use that blessing.
Okay, go ahead and rock that heavy metal. Wait, are you... hold on. Are you sure you want to do this right now?
I get it once per encounter, right?
Did I give it to you once per encounter? That sounds kind of broken.
What's the restriction on it?
I'll give you once per short rest. How about that?
Okay.
So I'll let you...
These rats are almost dead. I'd say don't.
I'll let you roll that back if you want.
Once it gets back to my turn, I'll be able to fix my health situation.
Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Spork.
Alright, so this is a question for you. I took the Magic Initiate feat and took some Warlock spells, which means I have Eldritch Blast. It says that I get 2 beams at 5th level. Do you want that to count only as if I was a Warlock, or would you let me have those 2 beams because I am at a 5th level?
Well,
because it's a Warlock spell, I don't know
everybody should be 6th level right now, right?
Well, yeah, but like...
Okay,
yeah,
just making sure.
He's not a Warlock.
Yeah.
And that...
I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that, because I took that as a feat, but I'm not being a Warlock, so...
Yeah, I would say since you don't have any levels as Warlock, it would just be 1.
Cool. Then I'm going to cast Firebolt on... Oh, here. I'm going to sneak past these guys, because I'm a little gnome, and I can sneak through things. Oh, shoot, no, it's a ranged spell attack. Okay. Then I'm going to stay back here and cast Firebolt on these little rats. Using a ranged spell attack.
And you have your spell shape too, so it shouldn't hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that work on 2 or 3 people?
It works on whatever level the spell is +1, so technically I should be like right here if you want that to work. If not, I'd like to try and just shoot it past these guys with whatever...
I mean, whatever, if you want to take that risk, it's up to you.
Whatever penalty is implemented. I'm going to sculpt it past 1. I'm going to sculpt it past Doomslayer, and then hope that I don't hit Charles.
Okay. Charles, go ahead and get a dexterity saving throw ready. So what do I need? Do I need to roll, or is that you for Firebolt?
Firebolt, I make a ranged spell attack, which I got a 15 on.
Do I need to roll?
No, he shaped it around you, miraculously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Spork, you cast Firebolt, and you see a small firebolt come out of your hands and dodge out of the way of Doomslayer, but unfortunately it strikes Charles on the way.
Shaking my head.
Reducing some of the damage. Charles, you're going to take half this damage, the other half is going to go towards the rats. So go ahead and roll your 2d10.
2d10, I don't think I add anything to it. 15 damage.
Okay, you take... I'll give you 7 damage, and the rats take the remaining 8 as firebolts come blasting out of your fingertips, Spork, and ignite the rats in flames, and the rats die, and you're all out of combat.
Sorry, Charles. I take another swig of my moonshine.
Okay. We're out of combat, and all of the rats are dead. Joseph and Charles are both a little bloodied at this point. As you guys kind of right yourselves and Joseph kind of shake off the rat remains, you realize that the walls around you are kind of starting to shudder and become a little bit more uneasy now, with all the blasts that you guys have put off, and I think at this point too, your wind wall dissipates. Shannara, what do you do?
Run.
Hey everyone,
to
we should
the
probably
exit.
get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
All right, y'all book it.
I'm gonna stop by this rat real fast and just do a quick perception check to see if I notice a body or if it was a spell. Do you want that to be a perception or like Arcana or whatever check?
Are you just kind of standing back to investigate a little bit, or are you just trying to catch a glimpse of it in passing?
Well, you said it disappeared in a puff of smoke, so I want to do a quick Arcana check as I'm passing to see if there are like any remnants of a body or if that was a spell that I could recognize.
Do perception.
Perception? Okay. Cool. Then I roll. Flat 9.
You're not quite able to make out what it is with a 9.
Okay.
You run past, and what you see the smoke dissipate, and as you all run through it, you realize there is a small body there. It appears to be bigger than the size of the original rat, but you can't quite make out what it was as the bricks begin to crumble behind you.
I'm gonna scoop it up as I pass and then run.
Make a sleight of hand check then.
Oh, shit. Oh. 10.
You try to scoop up the corpse of this being in your hand, but as you do, a large brick falls on your back, and the rest of the party runs off in front of you and traps you on the ground, and you can't move.
Rook pushes it off me, and then I hop on him and run.
Alright, I'll buy that. I'm not even going to say you need to roll for that. I'll say Rook comes over and between your combined strength helps push the brick off you, and you scoop up the corpse with you and run away into the distance. As you all run away, you see a small glimmer of light in the distance, and as you get closer, you appear it's coming from above, as you see a small ladder leading out of this sewer system, supposedly to the surface.
I'm the first. I'm just gonna jump on and immediately climb up ahead of everyone else as fast as I can.
All right, yeah. You look up and you see a small little glimmer of moonlight coming through a hole in the top of a manhole cover, and you start climbing the ladder in that direction.
Give it a good old smack on the manhole when I get up there. Really push it out as hard as I can.
Smack it like a bag of soil.
Is anyone big enough to help carry Rook?
I imagine y'all can work out some sort of like pulley system.
I'm fast.
As you guys approach this part of the tunnel, the brick isn't really kind of corroding around you as much as it was deeper back into the tunnel, closer to the portal. So you guys are kind of safe from that threat for the time being. But Charles, you make your way to the top of this ladder and pop open the manhole with your arm. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Nice! Perfect 20.
You pop off the manhole cover real quick and peek your head above the surface, and you see a large vehicle come flying in your direction, but you quickly poke your head back down underneath the surface of the road and prevent from getting smacked.
Dang.
And then I imagine you just kind of peek your head back up again and then gives a thumbs up to the rest of the party as you climb out onto the surface.
Nice. Can I still see the vehicle? Can I kind of tell what it is?
By the time you make it,
long gone?
By the time you make it to the surface, it's already gone.
Dang. Alright, well, I'll just hop out. Help everyone up as we get going.
Yeah, sure. You hop out and you pull the rest of the party out, and you find yourselves on a dimly lit side street. Hold on, let me bring the rest of the party. In a small side street, and as you all make it up to the surface, you look around and you see the slight drizzle of rain coming down, and it's pitch black out, save for a few street lamps above the road. As you kind of walk off of this side street in the direction of the nearest main road, you see a main road that stretches in to the left and to the right, far beyond your view. And immediately in front of you, across on the other side of the street, you see a small park.
Can you do a perception check?
Sure.
Is it everyone or just?
You guys are all up at this point.
Okay.
Wow, only a 6.
Charles, for you, your vision is kind of obscured by the night, and I think you got a little bit of blood in your face from the last fight, so you're still partially blinded and unable to kind of fully grasp what's going on. As the rest of
I got
I
a
love
dirty,
this one thing.
I got a dirty 20 on mine.
Yeah, Spork, I think you have kind of the best view of the situation. You look around, and you find yourselves in a very modern, small metropolis. Coming from Danzia, you guys haven't seen a world quite like this before. Stone and brick buildings surround every block. You look into the distance to your right, and you see tall skyscrapers piercing the sky. And to your left, you see a number of different small buildings and businesses and apartment buildings and small homes, all of which are closed because it appears just a few minutes past midnight at this point. The smells of the street kind of infiltrate y'all's nose with a very kind of disgusting, kind of trashy smell, but there's a little something pleasant to it there as well.
What kind of... We see like a road. Is there a road nearby?
Yeah, you guys have walked off the side street that you emerged on, and you're on kind of the main road running through this neighborhood.
Is it like a paved road? Is it gravel? Is it like dirt?
Yes, it's a fully paved, just kind of like an asphalt road. And I think Spork, with your roll, you kind of glance off into the distance to an intersection, and you see two signs there. You see signs for Union Street and 45th Street.
I may have read about this place somewhere in my history in the 2 weeks that we were gone. But this place looks like a booming metropolis, and then I relay all of the other information.
Sure. I think, Heather, you see most of this as well. Or, sorry, Shannara.
Epic.
What's the tallest building nearby?
What's the tallest?
Or rather, is there anything that's 2 stories or shorter?
There's a couple of buildings 2 stories or shorter. It seems like in the neighborhood that you guys are in is mainly small businesses, kind of multi-use buildings with apartments on top. Most of them are about 2 to 3 stories tall. On the opposite side of the street, kind of near the entrance to the park, you see a man sitting down up against a fence and just letting the rain fall on him as he has his head tucked in between his knees.
Doomslayer approaches the man and grunts.
Okay, yeah, you walk across the street and you find the man and you grunt and he just looks up at you and he says, you got spare change, sir?
Doomslayer drops 5 speckles.
The fuck are speckles?
5 gold pieces.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant to say. You drop 5 gold pieces.
I can think of the word.
Do you just like hand it to him, or do you just like drop it at his feet? What's the...
Drop it at his feet.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of drop it in front of him, and he slowly reaches to pick one of them up and eyes it over, and he kind of looks at it inquisitively and then looks back up at you and kind of realizes your garb. I guess I'll leave this up to the party. Does your outfit stay the same as it was when you were in Danzia, or has your outfit kind of morphed as you came through the portal to kind of fit the aesthetic of this world?
In honor of Stump, I only wear a loincloth and my cloak.
I have a disguise kit. Well, actually, no. I have a pair of fine clothes in my equipment, so I just put that on, and I walk around with my cane, looking like a pimp.
I'm just walking around with some traveler clothes on.
I'm staying with what I was wearing.
Isn't 8-bit anymore. We're full resolution.
Okay.
60 frames.
I think save for Charles, most of you, or sorry, save for Joe, most of you are kind of wearing more raggedy clothes, and as he kind of looks up at you all and gets a better view of you all, he says, "Oh, sorry, my apologies. I didn't mean to take away money from another my kind, I guess."
I cast Fireball on him.
Do you really?
What the fuck?
No!
We're not going to be murder hobos.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Alright.
I do get offended because my cloak is very finely made. I'm just wearing a loincloth under it, which throws away all pretense of niceness, but I'm still insulted.
I mean, yeah, hell yeah, brother. More power to you if that's what you like.
Yeah, thanks, man. Free the dick, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's some more money.
Free the dick, bro. You toss a few more coins at his feet. He says,
I ask him where we are.
"Oh man, you must have had a hell of a trip then."
Yes.
LSD to be specific.
This is Vexenberg. You all look like you're a long way from home.
Yes.
Well,
What makes you say that?
Well, a lot of people tend to just kind of end up here in Vexenberg, and especially if you're one of the more kind of rich elites, you like the glamours of the big city, or if you're someone more like me, you fall on hard times and you kind of left without a place to go. Can't really escape.
Real quick, 2 questions for you. One, would you say that these people that are rich would be considered an evil on the town, or is there anything like malicious in what they do?
I mean, I suppose there's a little bit of good and bad in everybody.
Very insightful. Okay, final question. Do you happen to have a god that you believe in? And if so, what do you believe that this god is a true god? I'm doing a little bit of research, and I just wanted to get your insight on that.
I'm not much one for religion, buddy, but there are some churches in town if that's something you're interested in, I guess.
I empty my full wallet at his feet.
Okay. He says, "Man, I don't know what this Monopoly money is here, but thank you, strangers. I don't know if they'll accept this down at the store, but I guess it's worth a shot. Thank you."
Doomslayer asks, "Any hell beasts?"
Excuse me?
Hell beasts.
No, I don't think we got none of them. I think that's in East Vexenberg. They got some of them over there. You might have to go to the strip club for them, though.
Where's the strip club?
Doomslayer goes to the strip club.
Same, I was just about to say that.
Is there a pub anywhere near here?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple places around here. There's a Robert's Tavern, and he points up the road to your left. Or, Robert's Lounge, sorry. And he points down to the right. It's like, or if you're one of those more kind of ritzy folk, you can go over there down to Club 3600.
Robert.
They're more
Any
kind
with
of...
endless beer?
Bob's.
I suppose they got endless beers about anywhere you go.
I petition we go to Bob's.
I don't know.
I'm more of an artsy
3600
folk.
sounds like it'll work.
We ain't got none of that real money. We got Monopoly money, according to this guy.
I'll be
okay,
able to
we
get
can
some real
perform.
money.
We can perform. I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
I have my tiger show already.
I
I've
could
been
just
doing this down to a science.
into a place and get a keg.
I have a bagpipe.
Doomslayer feels very
fill the
compelled to
bagpipe
go to
with
the strip
beer.
club in search of hell beasts.
Oh, there's some demons there, brother. Let me tell you.
I'm like tapping on Doomslayer's shoulder and then bring his face right up into mine and I say, "Not right now, okay?" And then I just slowly caress his cheek.
Listen, guys, if you help me take money from the wealthy at Club 3600, we'll be able to get a keg and also go to the club.
Honestly, yeah, let's go like pickpocket some rich people.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Hey, I got a plus 7 stealth.
All right.
Are you sure this
Go
is
do that. I'm gonna steal a keg for myself.
Nice.
So what's the plan here?
I think we as a group should go to 3600 place, and then we can split up if needed. I don't think we should, but if needed, split up from there and get information. We gotta find this evil thing in and out, 3-day mission, tops.
Oh shit, you're right.
What about bottoms?
Alright, to Club 36 we go.
All right.
If you swing that way.
You guys begin to make your way down towards Club 3600 in the direction that the stranger pointed you in. And as you all begin to walk away, he waves, well, thank you in your direction.
No, thank you.
You guys are walking past the park at this point, as you look to your left now, and you see kind of more close to you a collection of different tents and kind of ramshack housing, just kind of put together from odds and ends and cardboard and other pieces of material that have been thrown away by the populace. And you see a small couple trash can fires burning off to the side as you continue on. As you approach the intersection that you saw in the distance, Spork, you see a sign kind of posted on the sidewalk detailing the kind of hot spots and locations around Vexenberg. And here's a map.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what all.
You guys quickly look over the map and kind of note some of the different, I guess, highlighted points of interest around the map. And one thing I'm going to say too is if you can make a case for a certain like store or business or something that would be temporary or typically found in like a big metropolis, and you want to like try to go there, we can kind of invent stuff into this map as well. That's what some of these empty spaces are for. So if you can make a case for it, then we'll make something work.
I just want to like, now that I know we're at Club 3600, can I just like leave the group and just start jaunting my way there ahead of them?
Yeah, you begin to just jaunt your way off into the distance, getting closer to Union Street. The rest of the party kind of slowly walks behind, as you continue walking down the sidewalk. As you're walking past one of the alleyways next to the park, you hear a trash can fall over down the alleyway, and the sounds of some grunts in the distance, but you can't quite
Perception check.
make out what's going on. Okay, go ahead and roll.
Damn it.
Yeah, you get basically
Can
what I
I
just
make a
told you.
perception check?
Sure.
Perception check.
Oh, is anyone up there with me, or is it just me right now?
It's just you.
I would say, to kind of put this in context, you're probably ran a little bit farther than the rest of the group. The rest of the party's probably a little bit closer to where the noise was coming from.
Ah.
Joe, you kind of look down the alleyway, and you can't quite make out a whole lot what's going on, but you see an aluminum trash can has been tipped over, and it's kind of glinting in some of the street light that's kind of cast on the alleyway, but it seems really dark.
That's a nice trash can. Must have
Could
just
be a
fallen over.
nursery.
I would like to walk down the alleyway then.
Okay, you kind of run back to meet up with the party a little bit, and I'll kind of try to move this "you are here" cursor. Like, if it'll let me. Yeah, I'll try to move this a little bit to kind of show where you kind of are in context.
Neat.
So, actually, sorry, you're here. Charles, you begin to head down the alleyway, and as you do, you kind of hear a panicked gasp for air, and then the sound of footsteps running away.
I hustled to the gasp of air.
You run off in that direction, and when you get there, you see a dead body lying on the ground.
Is there anyone nearby?
No, you don't. Here, actually, I have a scene for this. Hang on.
Yay!
Ooh.
Whoa, it's a dead body.
Wait on, is this all hidden? It
No.
should be mostly hidden.
We can see the map, but we're not on it.
Okay, I don't think it's gonna play too much of a factor in here. Also, for some reason, y'all's character sheets disappeared from me. Oh, there we go. I'm not gonna place everyone in here. I'm just gonna say you guys are like basically here, running up on the scene.
Well, I don't know. I think because we would have seen him run down the alley, but I'm still kind of sulking behind. I don't think I would have ran right after, so I wouldn't be here quite yet.
Okay, I think Charles, you're the first on the scene here.
Yeah. Is there anything about the scene that's out of place besides just the dead body? Anything on the ground?
If you want to make an investigation check, yeah.
Yes. 1 second, I got my modifier. Alright, +1. Alright.
Can I join up with him and then make like
Dude.
a general perception check around the area?
Yeah, I would say Charles gets there first and begins to kind of
to see if there's anybody around.
Sure.
Still.
Yeah, go for it.
I used my only nat 20 and now I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, Charles, your kind of expertise in this area is a little bit lacking, as you can't really figure out what exactly went down here, but you just see a dead body kind of lying in between these two dumpsters.
I got a 22.
Okay. With that, Shanaira, you run up on the scene, and you look around, and you can't really quite make out what happens to, or to see if there's, like, anybody else around. You see this dead body as well. As you look a little bit farther in the distance, though, you see the marking of footsteps kind of in this gravel alleyway, leading off kind of, I guess, towards the north of this map. I can kind of draw it in.
Can I investigate the body?
Kind of like this way. You already used your investigation. Sorry, bud.
Oh, I thought mine was just for the scene itself, not the person. See how they died.
Nah, bro. At this point, anybody else that wants to has also rolled up on the scene.
Doomslayer's gonna roll up.
Doomslayer, you see the same scene that I just described. You find Charles and Shanaira kind of peering over a dead body, tucked in between these two dumpsters.
Doomslayer kneels over the body. Can I do a perception?
It's probably gonna be investigation. I'm just gonna say that.
Investigation, then.
If you're trying to figure out what happened here or why is he dead,
yeah.
It's gonna be investigation.
Okay. +1, so 11.
Let me think. With that, you're able to gain a little bit more information than Charles. You can tell that this man whose body is dead, he appears to be a drow elf. He has a very dark skin and bright white hair, and when he died, he was reaching for his neck, and you see kind of handprints, like kind of along his neck. You can tell that there's some struggle that went down here.
Holy shit, this guy was strangled.
That's hot.
Can I run up to the scene too?
Yeah, I would say, unless you say otherwise, everybody's rolled up to the scene at this point. I'm just not placing all the characters.
Would anyone who's done an investigation check on the body know how long the body's been dead? Like, is it full dead, or are they doing death saving throws mechanically?
You can try to investigate to find out. I'll tell you that this you can guess that this happened pretty recently, given the kind of sounds of struggle that you heard in the distance.
Okay, I'll do a roll. Wow, that's such a bad roll.
Oh, you guys roll such trash.
Roll 20 rolls are not
roll
great.
20, not us.
Oh, blame the robots. Yeah, you gain just about as much information as Doomslayer does.
I'm asking the group this now. Is there anyone here who has any kind of healing spells?
Ooh, I do.
Can you cast a quick heal on him? Would that investigation show if healing him would do anything, or would...
Yeah, to your kind of knowledge of the situation, I would say, yeah, that he probably appears like he's making death saving throws right now.
If you have a free heal or something that you can do, heal him up, we can get him to talk about what just happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with a Cure Wounds.
Even if it's just like 1 HP, we can talk.
Doomslayer, you kind of kneel down to him and place your hands at his side, trying to heal him. But as you do this, it feels as though he's not receiving the arcane energy you're giving him, that he's not able to take it in.
Maybe he would respond better to a shotgun blast. Doomslayer cocks the shotgun and aims it at the guy on the ground.
I think that would just fully kill him.
Okay, maybe not then.
You're gonna kill him so hard he dies to death.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. If arcane healing doesn't do anything, can I just make a medicine check, see if I can stabilize him?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it. Also, if anybody else wants to try anything, anybody that hasn't made an investigation check already can.
I'll do an investigation check. I think I have just rolled up on the scene after seeing Doomslayer point the gun at him, and I'm getting a little confused, but I'm gonna do the investigation check on the body.
Okay, you roll up on the scene as Spork kneels down to his side and begins to try to heal him with a first aid kit that I assume one of y'all has. You try to do this to stabilize him, and you know that you're following all the proper procedures and everything, but you're just not able to get him to come to.
God, my rolls are terrible.
Yeah, y'all can't find a whole lot about this scene. Yeah, nobody rolled higher than a 10 on their
I can make an investigation check.
Yeah, go for it. Since you haven't rolled one yet.
Up my sleeve.
Gosh.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
I think it's roll 20 and not us, Justin. This is your fault.
Yeah, I weighted the dice.
Did anyone see anything before we arrived?
Here's what I'll say, Heather Shannara, with your roll. As you kind of reach in to investigate the scene, you bump into Charles, and you get your fingerprints all over the body.
Oh shit! We gotta burn it now.
Do we even know that that's an issue, or?
No, you guys wouldn't know that that's an issue.
Guys, they're gonna find me. They're gonna think I killed someone.
I don't think Danzia had fingerprint technology.
Never existed here.
I have one
I'm too young to go to jail.
Hey, and I jump and smack Shannara just to get her to calm down. Listen, nobody is going
Thank you.
to jail. Nobody going anywhere.
Sorry.
Guys,
This.
no one knows who we are. We can just leave, and no one will have any idea who it was.
Does anyone
But my
know
fingerprints are on it. You don't understand.
How would
I
they know
jump
to
and
check
smack
your
Shannara
fingerprint?
again. And then I jump and smack Joe. I'm just jumping and smacking everyone. Everyone, calm down. Does anyone have a revivify spell?
No, we aren't tanky cleric, boy.
Okay, Justin, I need you to let me know if this would work, because I don't want to waste a charge.
Okay.
I got a revivify spell wand from last year, I guess, grouping when we were opening those mystery boxes.
Fuck, I forgot you did that.
Would a revivify wand wake this person up?
Are we really gonna?
That's.
Are we?
I can't tell you. I would say, based on your knowledge of the arcane and seeing the healing spell that Doomslayer tried to cast not work, as well as the medicine spell not work, your intuition would lead you to believe that Revivify would not work as well.
Cool. I take out Firebolt and I burn him.
Okay.
To be fair, we really can't do much else.
Hey, let's go to that club.
Make sure you put him back in the trash can.
Yeah, let's put him in the trash can and make it like one of those cooking
problems away.
Spork, are you actually casting Firebolt on him?
Yes, that is what my character would do in this situation.
So we put them in the trash can first, so it like makes a trash can fire.
Yes.
Okay, I would say Spork and Charles, both of you grab one side of his body and pick him up by the head and legs and toss him into the dumpster.
I'm 3 feet tall and have a -1 to strength. I am not picking up the body.
You stand on Rook's back and kind of help toss him in.
Okay, cool. And then I firebolt the body and just start a fire.
Yeah, you just do that, and a small fire ignites itself inside of this dumpster. And yeah, you just left a dumpster on fire with a body in it, and it smells awful. I
scrambled down from Rook's back, kind of brush my hands and turn around and say, all right, so do we want to chase this guy or do we want to go to the club?
Let's chase this guy.
Justin, as they were doing this fire thing, I want to go a little north here to this little intersection and do a perception check to see if I see anything, because I, at this point, still haven't seen the footsteps or anything, but I think that we came from the south. I want to see if anything is up here in the north.
Okay, I'll give you this since it's a little bit different than investigating kind of like the body in the nearby scene.
Yeah.
Sure, go for it.
See. Ooh, better. 18.
Okay, you kind of walk off to the north a little bit, and you notice these foot tracks as well. And you notice that they, I'll kind of draw in here, that they go off into the distance and kind of curve left around this building here, and kind of dead end into the side of the next building, kind of up, just like dead end into the wall.
Okay, so I think I'll turn back around to my squad, and I'll say, hey, there seems to be footprints. I think there's a chance whoever it is went this way.
Just listen to Doomslayer.
Doomslayer's booking it.
All right.
Following the footsteps.
I will be behind Doomslayer.
Spork does not exist.
Oh,
Spork
shit.
does not exist on there.
Let me bring Spork into this world. Sorry.
I want to race Doomslayer.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Dang it.
Y'all run off to distance, and you see kind of exactly what Wenser described. You see these foot tracks now, kind of dead ending into the wall of an adjacent building.
Into the wall?
Yep, like right into the side of a brick wall.
So like right here, there's a brick wall kind of thing, and there's...
Yeah, just kind of like beyond the field of view of this map.
I'm
Can
doing
I do
an
an arcane check?
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
Good call.
Okay, Spork, you kind of put your hand up against the wall to investigate it. And I think, oh shit, Wenster, you do the same. And you both kind of lock eyes with each other for a second as you kind of have the same idea here. And you kind of check to see if like this is a false wall, but no, it seems like any ordinary wall. You do sense kind of the remnants of some arcane magic along the surface of the wall, though. I'll tell you that much.
Probably use stone shape or something like that.
Is there a door to this building at all near us?
Not one that you can see. This is kind of just like an alleyway. There might be kind of like a back, like back patio to the building that might. Or no, I'm not gonna say that.
Where's Charles? Charles, you like climbing shit, don't you?
Yes,
Do you
let's
want
do
to
this.
climb this building?
I'll do it. How tall is it again?
This building is 3 stories tall.
That's nothing. Let's do it. Alright, what do you want me to do here? What should I roll?
Do an athletics check for me.
Nice, 24.
Yeah, you're able to find some loose bricks kind of jutting out the side of this wall, and you're able to grab onto them and scale your way up to the top, where you find yourself on a flat top roof with a small little half wall. And you're able to make your way to the top and climb over and peer over the half wall down at your party.
Nice. Do you guys want me to pull you up, or do you want me to do here? Because I got rope.
Go see if you can see anything. We think there's some sort of arcane energy coming from this wall right here. Do you see an entrance to the building for the rest of us?
Can I roll for this?
No, I'm not going to make you roll. You look around, and you can't really find any sort of roof access point to this building. There seems nothing kind of special or, I guess, magical about this building from what you can tell just by first glance.
Nah, nothing up here. It's kind of cringe.
At this point in time, some of you look up and you notice that the moon has shifted quite a bit, kind of signifying that you've spent a little bit of time in this area. And Charles, I imagine you're kind of making your way back down the wall at this point.
Is there a different roof? Can I keep scaling roofs to follow the team while staying up here?
Yeah, you could probably hop over to this building right here. This is a 2-story building.
Neat.
I'll just say you do that. You don't even have to roll for it. As you're in midair, the rest of the party, you feel the earth shake below you. It's not a very strong earthquake, but it catches your attention. Like, it rumbles the ground back and forth a little bit. And Charles, I think when you land on the next rooftop, you're kind of not prepared for this, and you fall to your knees as you land. You don't take any damage, but...
Okay, that's what to ask.
Yeah, but you just kind of lose your footing there for a minute, and this earthquake continues on for about 30 or 45 seconds or so before settling.
Dang, what was that, guys?
Can I dig into the ground?
Yeah, it's kind of like a gravel ground. Do you have something to dig with, or are you just going in balls deep with your hands?
I have 20 hammers.
Oh my god.
You do have 20 hammers, which I gave you from one of those mystery boxes.
Yeah, I got lucky in those mystery boxes.
I guess make a strength attack to try to just bust up this gravel.
Oh. I have a -1, but I still got a 12.
You're able to kind of bust up the gravel pretty good, but you're more so kind of making a mess rather than digging a hole. You're able to get down a few inches, though.
Anyone want to grab a hammer and help?
No.
I think as this is occurring, the smell of burning refuse and carcass kind of wafts in your direction, and you guys kind of look back over at the dumpster, and you see this kind of like dark black cloud, kind of just of just like burning smoke emanating from the dumpster.
Oh fuck, we gotta put it out.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
It's getting a little bit close to one of the apartment buildings, as you mentioned that. Doomslayer.
Justin, I run over and I use my infinite fire hose to put out the flame.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you do it. It hasn't gotten like to an unmanageable point yet. You pull out your infinite fire hose and you douse the flames really good, and you put the flames out, but there's still smoke. You kind of peek into the dumpster briefly and catch a huge whiff of that awful, disgusting smell. And you see the body still mainly intact. Some of the features of it are a little indistinguishable, but it's still there among the rest of the trash.
I close the lid and walk away.
Okay.
I walk back up north to the party.
Well, I hope my fingerprints are gone now.
We should try to find a way into this building.
That would be a good idea. Yes, I agree.
Doomslayer is gonna start looking around and see if there's like a front door.
Specifically, I'm assuming that they would have fallen from higher up. Is there a window that they may have fallen from?
Lucky for you guys, I can turn into a squirrel and just swirl around.
Assuming you don't mess it up again.
Anyway,
is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll squirrel around.
Okay, yeah, you wild shape into a squirrel, Joe, and you kind of just scour around the building. Just make an investigation check, I guess. Are you just looking for an entrance into the building where the foot tracks led off to?
Oh, wait. I have something as well if this doesn't work.
Is that what you're trying to do, Joe?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way for either me to get in as a squirrel and possibly let others in, or just a normal.
Yeah, I think with that, you wild shape into a squirrel and you begin to kind of scurry around the outside of the building, and you find a number of small windows looking in. Most of them appear to be curtains, so you can't quite see what's inside. But inside a few, you see somebody's unlit kitchen. You see a bathroom and a couple of bedrooms as you peek in. And you can kind of gather that this appears to be just an apartment complex. But if there was anybody in any of the rooms you saw, they all appear asleep. There is a front door to the building, kind of outside the alleyway along the main street.
I'll open that door up.
Alright, as a squirrel, you're just gonna go yank on that door?
No, I'm gonna
do it.
Dexterity.
I'm gonna turn back to normal.
Okay.
As long as no one's around to see it happen.
You turn back to normal, and you kind of look both ways real quick to make sure nobody can see you. And you can't see anybody. I mean, it's late at night. And yeah, you try to open this door, but it's locked.
From the inside?
You're not on the inside. All the windows were closed.
Oh.
You're just kind of scouring the building. Is anybody still back by the party, or are you guys all kind of gathered up in this area?
In the area, but removed enough from the garbage can, maybe, so if anyone came sniffing, we could be like, oh my gosh.
Spork, make a perception check for me.
Uh-oh.
Spork, you can barely make it out, but you can swear you hear the faint sound of sirens in the distance getting closer.
Oh no,
Shit.
you guys, we gotta go.
Why? What do the sirens mean?
Probably bad things. I've heard sirens before, specifically when we raided this casino. You guys did that, right?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
We kind of just ran through there, actually.
Yeah, we kind of caused a disruption and then siren. Anyway, point is sirens are bad. We should go.
Do we want to hide in this house or run away? Because we could just bust through the wall if we wanted to.
That would look a little more suspicious, I think. I think we should just get out of here. Let's go to the club.
Okay.
Full stop.
Does that sound good to everybody else?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright, are you guys booking it the way you came, or are you just gonna keep kind of heading... I guess technically this would be east, but this direction to try to get out of here?
Yeah, let's go to the park. That's on the other side of this thing, right?
Park is like this way. You guys came
no.
down like the sidewalk this way and then just turned in this alley like this.
Oh, okay.
Let's just kind of like mosey our way out of here.
Okay, you guys kind of
Where are the sirens coming?
They're coming from 45th Street where you came from.
I would like to walk that way.
You're walking towards the sirens. Okay.
Yes.
Do you jump down from the rooftop, or are you still kind of like jumping from rooftop to rooftop?
Rooftop to rooftop.
Okay. Just I guess stop me when. We'll just say you get to here. Yes, Munster?
Before we leave this building, I want to cast clairvoyance to put up a sensor on the inside of this building before we leave.
Remind me, what's clairvoyance do?
It allows, for a space that I'm unfamiliar with, so like the other side of a wall or a door, I'm allowed to place a sensor there that's either sight or sound. It lasts 10 minutes, and our range can be up to a mile. So I want to put this sensor on the other side of this wall that we've been standing next to before we leave, to see if we end up seeing anything when the sirens and stuff come by.
Okay, so like pointing outwards into the alleyway, is that what you're talking about?
No. So I can cast it on the other side of this wall.
Oh, so like inside the apartment building.
Yeah. And it's unseen unless the character has or creature has the ability to sense it.
Okay, so you can choose either seen or hearing. I'm guessing you're choosing seen.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you cast clairvoyance, and a small little eye, invisible to everybody else in the apartment, appears, and you gain sight into the inside of a small one-bedroom apartment.
Do I see anybody inside there, or do I see anything interesting?
You see a humanoid figure laying down in bed, and you see like a dresser and an open closet, but nothing really significant.
Okay. I'll follow the group here then. It stays active as long as we're within a mile of it for 10 minutes, so...
Okay, you guys begin
keep an eye on it.
Book it off to the east, and, Kazor and Rook follows. Charles, what are you trying to do here?
I'm trying to watch the cops.
Okay.
Or not cops, the sirens, I should say. See what we're expecting.
Okay. The rest of the party, you guys run away. Charles, you stand by for a little bit longer as the sirens get closer, and you see just outside the alleyway a small squad car pull up, and you see you see a vehicle, whatever. I'm just gonna explain this out of character. Who pops out? You see a halfling man pop out of the vehicle and begin to make his way down towards the alleyway, kind of cautiously. He has his gun kind of half drawn, pointed towards the ground as he approaches the smoldering dumpster. And
okay.
He makes his way closer cautiously, and as he kind of appears on the scene, and I'll give him a token too. I'm gonna say the rest of the party, you guys have kind of left at this point. So I think Charles is the only one that sees this.
Yep.
This halfling officer walks up on the scene and finds the dead, or he searches inside the dumpster and finds a dead body there, and he kind of gags a little bit off to the side, and he kind of holsters his gun for a minute as he peers in, and he reaches for a walkie-talkie on his chest, and he says, Station, I think we're gonna need some more help down here. There's been a 210 in progress, and yeah, we need the crime scene unit out here and medical attention immediately.
Okay.
Please advise.
So, out of character, I'm assuming our universe doesn't have actual guns, correct? And this is just like
the Danzia universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what this thing is he's carrying. I mean, to you and me, we know it's a gun. But you just see him holding this. I mean, what you can imagine is a weapon just by the way he's holding it, but you're not quite sure what it's capable of.
Does our shotgun wielding guy know? Or would he know?
He's not even close enough to see it.
Oh, you're right, sorry.
Okay, I'd like to see if I could somehow distract him and pickpocket the weapon from him.
Okay. How do you want to go about doing this?
So, okay, we never really talked about how my blessing works, but could I somehow get my bow to have a giant flash or disorientating thing on the front to distract him long enough for me to pickpocket?
Yeah, yeah, I'll say that you can tip your arrow with the blinding spell, and you can just for a temporary period just blind him.
Okay, cool. Now the question is, do I need to hit him with it, or do I just need to hit close to him?
You need to hit close to him. So I want you to roll an attack roll, but it doesn't need to be super great just to get within the range. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you knock back your longbow and reach into your special quiver and pull out an arrow that has a very bright white tip on it. As you aim it in the direction of this officer, you kind of stick it into the side. Actually, I'll let you choose. Where do you want it to land? Do you want it to land in the gravel, or hit him, or the dumpster, or where do you want this to go?
Oh, sorry, I forgot I pushed to talk on. Where I put the purple mark is good.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of lob into the side of the dumpster. Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Damn.
He's gonna contest that with a perception check.
Oof. Oh boy. All right. So it's a dirty 20 at least.
You jump down from the building and try to catch him off guard and steal his weapon out of his holster, but he clipped it into place with a small leather strap, and as you try to yank it from him, he's blinded, but he can still kind of sense that something's wrong, and he swings around and punches you in the face and knocks you to the ground. And you take 2 damage. And you've been knocked prone. And he spends the next couple seconds rubbing his eyes as you're lying there on the ground.
All right, okay. So I can either fight him or I can just completely disengage.
You should run.
We're making a very great first impression.
Yes, we are. Kind of after we burned a body, you know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to use... Where is that one ability I have? The one where I can just make people go prone. There it is. Okay. I'd like to use a Fury of Blows, which is just a melee attack with 1 key point. Which I make 2 unarmed strikes using 1 key point.
Okay.
And then I'll use, following that, I can use something called open hand technique, where I can knock him 15 feet and knock him prone.
Okay.
Cool. So I need to roll twice for the 2 unarmed strikes, right?
For what?
For the unarmed strikes, since I get 2 of them.
Yeah.
So do I roll twice?
Yeah, I rolled twice, sorry. Yeah, first one, you try to, like, swipe a blow at him, but you kind of catch a glint of the blinding light as it is starting to fade out, and you miss your first swing, but you reach out in for your overhand left, and you swipe him across the face right back. Roll damage.
10.
Okay, you hit him for 10 damage, and
Alright, can I tell how bloody he is?
Say again?
Does he look roughed up yet?
Not much at all, actually.
Alright, cool. So I'm gonna use
you send him
key point to...
you send him flying back into the dumpster though with this.
Oh, no, I have to roll for that.
Oh, okay.
It's a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, I know. It's a dex, not a strength. I read the wrong one.
Okay, so it's gonna be +2 then, so it's gonna be a 13 versus your DC.
It's 11. Damn. I just smacked him.
Yeah, you smack him real good, but he is able to kind of hold his ground, prevent being slammed into this dumpster. Okay, he's going to turn towards you then, and he's going to pull out a taser. He's going to say, okay, now just get on the ground now. I don't want to have to use this.
Okay. You know, so is it my turn again, or like what do we do here? So it's like battle.
This is kind of his free action. He's gonna I'll say that he's readying an attack, and he'll use it depending on what you'll do.
Okay.
Disengage.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to dash as my action, and then use a key point to dash again.
Okay, he sees you trying to escape, but before you can, he's going to pull the trigger on you.
Cool. I'm trying to move 200 feet versus that.
I mean, he readied an attack, so he's ready for this. Doesn't matter.
Take a disengage action.
I'm guessing that beats your AC.
Yes.
Okay. You are effectively tased, and you have been, paralyzed, basically, and you fall to the ground with a thud after trying to run about 20 feet away, and your face just falls in the gravel. You
guys think Charles is doing okay?
Is he still on that stupid building? Did he not come back yet?
You guys kind of check back on him and kind of peek around the corner, and you see an officer now kind of kneeling over his body and handcuffing him as he lies face first in the gravel.
I spit.
What do the rest of you do? You leaving him for dead, or are you going to try to help out here?
Is he? I mean, I don't know. If we have a man on the inside, does that help?
Ooh, good point.
If you have what?
Is that inside or is that caught? Is that inside or is that just straight up caught and incapacitated?
I guess that's straight up caught.
I think it's kind of. I don't want to do anything. My character is going to kind of just stand here and observe for a little bit.
Can I cast message? Can I cast the message cantrip? Point at Charles and whisper as my message, "What do you want us to do?" And you get a chance to whisper back your reply.
Yeah, you do that.
Steal his car.
What's the car?
Steal his vehicle.
I book it for the vehicle.
Okay. Spork, you run past this corner and you begin to book it by him. Here, I'm controlling you for a second.
Oh, okay.
We can't start a turf war with the cops. We've been here for like an hour.
We only have 3 days.
As you do this, the cop has finished handcuffing Charles, and as you run past, he sticks a leg out as though he's trying to trip you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I use Misty Step as a bonus action and blip 30 feet away.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You totally do this. He sticks a leg out to trip you, but you see us coming. You cast Misty Step, and you just kind of blink forward as you disappear and then reappear about 30 feet away.
Do you want me to move it, or...?
Yeah, you can move it. And he kind of just like does a double take real quick, and he just doesn't know what to do.
I yell back at him, "You're messing with things out of your mindscape, man!" And because that was a bonus action, I'm going to cast... I feel bad, but I'm going to cast Shatter on him.
Okay. As you do this, you begin to channel the spell Shatter, but you kind of look back towards him as you cast this, and you see Rook waiting in the distance with the rest of the party, and he's looking very antsy. We flash back now to the scene in Danzia just about a couple weeks ago, and from kind of an omniscient perspective, we see the party after Spork and Shannara and the rest of their party after they had finished defeating Alexi, and they're all kind of gathered around the gazebo portal in the center, kind of figuring out what to do with it and investigating. Meanwhile, in the background, you see Rook as he's kind of investigating the remains of Alexi on his own. And none of the characters at the time notice this, but in the background, a large blip of light appears, and you see as Rook gets sent flying back 50 feet, as small trail of smoke appears behind him, and he lands in one of the trees in the courtyard of Fort Alexi. But he seems to be fine, and runs back to Spork's feet. Now in the present, we see as Spork is trying to cast Shatter, he tries to channel the spell with all of his might towards this officer, but instead of coming from his hands, the Shatter casts forth from Spork as he discharges a large amount of energy in the direction of Charles and the officer. So go ahead and roll.
Oh yeah, Justin, I accidentally deleted my player.
Oh, I can add you back if you want me to.
You have to make a Constitution saving throw, but with Sculpt spells, Charles is not affected.
Okay. Let me see what I need to do here.
You have to beat a 16 spell save.
No, he does not. What happens to him?
He takes 15 damage.
Okay, what does this look like? Describe it for me.
Well, I think Rook kind of opens his mouth and it just explodes out of him, focused directly on him. I want to try... This isn't specifically stated in, but I want to try and mess with his eardrums and try and shatter those as like a balance kind of thing, just so he can't do anything, your point, but like the stone underneath him cracks, the windows around shatter, as just this wall of like thunder sound echoes out from where he is.
Yeah,
it's like a whole thunderclap.
It sounds like lightning has just struck in this alleyway as
shatter is cast from Rook's mouth, and you can tell a large amount of arcane energy has gone into this as the windows of the nearby apartment buildings shatter, and you hear car alarms going off in the near distance.
Justin, can I do a quick check-in on the building over here and see if that has woken up the resident and if anything's happened on the inside with my the sensor I put inside the wall?
Yeah, real quick, let me finish this up though.
Yep.
So the officer is going to take 15 additional damage. Math. He still looks fine, but he's very shaken up. As this happens, he grabs for his ears and kind of falls to the ground, kind of holding his head in his hands.
Now, Charles. Hopefully that helps.
Cool.
Wenster, you check in on the apartments around you. You can see that the tenant of the apartment that you're viewing has kind of woken up from their slumber and is rubbing their eyes as they begin to make their way towards the kitchen window and try to look at what happened.
Can I switch my observation to from visual to sound to see if they're saying anything that might give us hints to what happened?
Is that something you can do? I just don't know.
I can use it as my action to switch between the two.
Sure, use it as your action. And you take a listen in and lose sight of the situation, and you hear, man, what the fuck? First the fucking earthquake, now I can't. I just want to get a good night's sleep. I gotta go to work in the fucking morning. God damn it, what's going on out here? And then you hear the voice of this humanoid kind of taper off into the distance as they poke their head out the window and see your party standing basically right outside the window.
Oops.
My hand's free now since that shatter went off. Did it like break the chain on the cuffs or something?
Nah, handcuffs
Did
still
he
there,
ever
baby.
get the cuffs on?
Yeah, handcuffs are there, baby. You're restrained at this point. I would say the taser's kind of worn off, so you can, for the time being, you can kind of get up and move, but you have half of your movement speed.
I would like to try to. Is the cop alive?
Yeah, he's still alive and well, but he's kind of reeling after the attack that Rook just put out.
Technically, metal has disadvantage on saving throws against my shatter, but
yeah, that's some good metal. Shit don't break.
Cool.
Can I do like a breakdancing move and like spin on my back and try to trip the cop?
Okay, yeah, make a performance check.
Okay, I find my modifier. Performance, you said? Cool, +2. Oh my god, dude, I hate this website. I'm gonna roll my own dice after this.
You try to do a cool breakdancing move, and you pull it off fairly well, but you more so just kind of like kick the officer rather than being able to trip him.
Did I do any damage?
No, not really. Just kind of annoyed him a little bit. But he's still kind of reeling from this attack. What do y'all decide to do?
Fight the man, oink oink.
Okay, I don't know what happened. My internet connection is dipping out for some reason. I'm on mobile right now, so we're gonna kind of piecemeal this in.
We all unanimously decided that we got away without any more troubles.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Just saying that
I want to try something.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast disguise self to disguise myself as a police officer.
Okay, are you doing this while the rest of the party is running away?
So, I think we're all still peeking around the corner because we've kind of all been observing that Charles is getting arrested, so we're all still behind that other building. And so I think that after seeing what's happened with the cop and after seeing and hearing from what's inside this house, my character kind of thinks, well, there's a lot of shit going on here, we gotta get out of here quick, let me try and come up with a solution. And so I cast disguise self on myself to look like an officer running to help, and
say, I'm your backup, sir, I'm here to help. And then I'm going to attempt to start grabbing Charles and see if the other officer will help grab him too.
Okay, does Spork run away? Are you back over here?
I think Spork's still over by the car, wouldn't you be?
Or are you still kind of towards the car?
I'm towards the car, but I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
Ooh.
Okay.
And just disappear. Or I'm gonna try. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm going to cast Fly on myself, start to float, and to the cop. Plural now because we got two of them now, trying to do like an intimidation of sorts, being like, you're messing with forces you don't know about. Best count your days or you'll be next, and then I fly away.
I think the officer is getting up at this point and just kind of taking all this in as Wenser, you approach the scene dressed up in an identical police uniform and saying what you just said. Try to... What kind of check would this be? I don't know if this would be persuasion or if this would be another check.
Intimidation. I'm trying to do intimidation.
Oh, sorry, not you. Wenser's roll.
Would it be performance, probably?
Performance.
Yeah, Wenser, why don't you make a performance roll to try to sell him on this?
Please work, kitty, work. That works pretty well, I'd say.
Is that plus anything or just that?
Just that.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of borrow something from Monster of the Week here. I'm gonna say that he'll believe you only if you do something right now to kind of show that you mean what you say and that you're actually an officer of the law.
So, as part of the spell, to discern that you are disguised, a creature can use its action to inspect your appearance and must succeed on an intelligence check against your spell save DC to be able to see that I'm...
I don't even think he... okay, fine. I'll roll intelligence for him. This is more so for, like, since he doesn't recognize you from his police station, kind of, like, convincing him that you're a part of the force. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He'll roll in intelligence check, you said?
Yep.
Does that beat?
No, I have 15, I believe. Let me double check. 15, yep.
Okay.
And I think to justify it, I'll say I'm from the East End. They just transferred me over here, but I got your distress signal. I heard you needed help.
Thank you. I'm glad you came when you did. There's a whole lot of shit going on here. Do you know when the rest of the backup is coming? Are they on their way soon?
I don't know, but honestly, I don't really like it around here. This is such a new area, and like, I don't know. What the fuck is that smell?
I don't know. I looked in the dumpster and I found the smoldering remains of a body. It's...
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get this guy to the car. Come on, let's drag him to the car. And I whisper to Charles, "Go along with it."
Okay, he kind of gives you Charles in handcuffs and he says, yeah, why don't you go lead him over to the car real quick? I'm gonna investigate the scene.
Alright, and then I'm gonna lead Charles like about 20 feet away, and then I'm gonna use my Amulet of the Gods to do some sort of wild magic shit in his direction.
Okay. Like towards the officer?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna roll D100 then on that wild shape table.
Yep.
Not wild shape table.
I want his gun.
I know you want his gun.
Man, you had your chance. That sucks. Okay, pulling up the wild magic table now. Let's roll. That's a 62.
Which is...
For the next minute, you must shout when you speak. You press your hand to the amulets, and you whisper something to the gods. What do you whisper? To try to get them to help.
Oh gods, now is the time that we are needed to help. We are in a tricky situation, and I request your magical abilities to help us escape.
As you say that, you release your hand from the amulet, and it's glowing red now around your neck. And you don't notice any immediate change as the red kind of begins to fade away back into its normal state.
Okay, so I think I'll kind of like look up and down at the cop and realize nothing happened. I'll be like, "What the fuck? Nothing happened." But then that's, instead of a whisper, that's more of a yell.
I'm just cranking your volume in Discord right now for effect.
So I try and whisper to myself and to Charles, "What the fuck? Nothing happened." And then that kind of gets shot in his direction. I don't know what the cop does, but that's the direction it goes.
He looks back in your direction and he says, "Everything okay over there?"
Yeah, my gun, it's just, it's not working properly. The thing, it keeps sticking.
How do you know that it's a gun?
It's similar to, I think I would have, Justin, I guess, as canonically, would I have understood what a gun is from Doomslayer, or no?
I don't think you spent that much time with him to know what a gun...
I thought we were there for 2 weeks!
Yeah, the rest of the party has spent an entire campaign with them, and they don't even know what the fuck a shotgun is yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so no dice on that one, Chief. I think you just kind of pull out your pistol and just wave it around in the air. It's like, this thing.
This thing, it's just, didn't, it's not working right.
He kind of closes the dumpster and walks over in your direction. He says, okay, and he helps you kind of like holster your gun. He says, I think we're both just a little bit freaked out here. Let's just, we'll get into the car together, and we'll just wait for the rest of the officers to arrive, and they can help survey the scene. I don't want to get any fingerprints or anything on it and disturb the crime scene.
Okay, and we gotta bring that hoodlum too. Throw him in the back.
Yeah, and he kind of takes, he puts an arm on Charles's, or he puts a hand on Charles's arm behind his back with you, and helps kind of lead him over towards the cop car as he opens the rear door and pushes Charles inside.
Oh, right when he opens the door, I want to like try to like hop up on my feet and push back off the car and like knock him over.
Okay, so doing some real airbender shit. Make an acrobatics check.
I have an idea as well. So if is this cop like looking to get out of here kind of thing? Because I have a way that maybe they could follow us, and me and Charles can kind of stick with the cop for a second here.
Oh, what? The rest of the gang could bounce? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like if the cop is like, let's yeet, or let's get out of here with the bad guy that's that attacked him, then I would cast Find Familiar and just make it like a raven, so that way it stays above the car, and so the rest of the party can see where we are and can kind of follow along if they need to.
I don't think the cop is rearing to go anywhere. I think he's going to stay here until help arrives and try to help investigate the scene a little bit more.
Okay, then I'm going to try and get more information out of him. So I'm going to turn to the cop, and I'm still yelling, but I'm going to say, "Hey, can you speak a little louder? I think that loud shattering sound a couple minutes ago, that shit just like hurt my ears so bad."
Okay, I love this. I love this character play. He says, yeah, it was pretty loud. It just rang out, and I can still kind of barely hear what's going on. But I mean, like I said, I just kind of came up on this body, and I called for backup, and then you showed up. I don't know what's going on. I'm still kind of new on the force.
Well, I think I'm definitely, like I said, I'm newer here because I'm from the other side. But can you give me a rundown? Like, who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys in town? I'm square one, day one kind of guy right now.
He kind of takes his arm off. Wait, hold on, Charles. Are you still doing this acrobatic? BS?
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you roll to do this before he gives an answer?
Wait, would it be acrobatics then? Or...
Yeah, do acrobatics. I shouldn't even make you roll for this. Yeah, that's what I thought. He opens the door to the car to kind of push you in, and just as he does, you spring up into the air and kind of do a backflip and jump behind him, and you kind of.
So what I meant is like when he's trying to push me in, I'll like.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Push myself off the car and push back into him to knock him over.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of push off the car and knock him over on his back. And I think Wenster, you kind of let your grasp loose on him for a second as he does this, but you knock over this officer, and he's lying down in the gravel now, a little bit dazed.
Alright, can I see his keys anywhere? Can I like try to grab those with my mouth?
You'd have to roll pretty fucking well to be able to do a sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Alright.
Also, the rest of the party, I know might be getting a little boring here. If you want to intervene or do anything at this time, or if you're just still watching, that's fine.
I'm tempted to just start shooting rounds.
Damn it. I got a 10.
Yeah, you're not able to swipe these keys with your teeth. I think as you attempt to do this, you kind of fall over on your face as well after doing that insane stunt.
Damn. I know Nerm said he wanted to do something.
Nerm, do you still want to do something?
I mean, I tried to do the whole, like, intimidate thing as I flew up in the air, but I think other things were happening. At this point, I think I'm just flying in the air, hoping to kind of see what I can see up above the city.
Sure, I won't make you roll for this. I'll just use one of your I'll just kind of say with your height. You look down 45th Street, and you see 4 more squad cars and an ambulance approaching from the north as they race down 45th Street towards your direction. And the rest of the party, you hear the sirens growing louder coming from the distance.
We still have no idea why we're here. We're kind of sidetracked by this whole thing. Can I do an insight check to see if this is part of the evil or just like a good evil sense? Like, what is it that we're looking for? I think that's what I'm trying to look for as I'm over the city.
I don't know if that would... I'm not sure if that would be insight. Yeah, I guess I can't really think of what a better one would be. So yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Right. I'll take 22.
Yeah, with that, you kind of take in the scene, try and get like a bigger picture idea of what's going on here. You think about the murder that you all were sort of witnesses to, and the cops showing up on scene. And you kind of make out that it just seems like the cops are doing their job and trying to preserve the peace here. And you realize that their intentions are most likely good, and that you kind of just caught the raw end of an awful murder that just went down in the streets.
And then we destroyed the
walk
evidence.
out into the middle of this whole situation and start talking really loud.
Okay, you're just walking out to the middle. What are you saying?
All right, so I'm gonna basically like shout what I'm saying because my character is like at this point very annoyed because I've just been sitting and watching what's going on. So, all right, what are you guys doing? Like, I don't understand why this has to be so difficult. Look, cops, I understand that this is weird and strange and it smells awful. But look, this wasn't our fault. We were simply walking to go get a drink, and then all of a sudden, one of our friends hears something and we have to go look at it. And then, of course, we all just were really stupid and then got tangled up in this mess. And why can't all of you just stop for 5 seconds and talk it out?
He's gonna roll an insight check on that. Which is that wisdom or intelligence? Can somebody tell me real quick?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be wisdom.
Oof.
Oh.
Fuck.
He can't really make
Can I
out.
give him the help action?
How do you want to help him? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to plead her case basically?
I'm gonna message the cop and just be like this voice in his head and kind of say, like in the same voice that I had said earlier, you have no idea what you're messing with. There are bigger things that you can't comprehend. And hope that like helps him understand that this is a funky situation.
Okay, I'll say between the two of you, you guys are able to kind of get his attention that something bigger is going on here. And he kind of looks all around and kind of a little bit frightened at this point, seeing that he's now somewhat surrounded. Wenster and Charles are kind of behind him, and he sees Shannara walking onto the scene. And
me and my 4'11" ass.
Spork just floating in the air, sending telepathic messages to him. And he draws his gun for at first, but is hesitant to point it at anybody. He just kind of looks all around the circle and doesn't really know what to do.
I wanna butt in because he still thinks I'm a cop. I'm standing next to him. I want to tell him, hey, no, I think these guys are good. I recognize their faces. They're from the East End too. I remember they're definitely the good guys in town. Pointing at the guys up the street, the ones that are coming down from the north.
That's not me.
I think he trusts this officer trusts you, but he's not really sure if he trusts everybody else at this point. And he just says, "Okay, look, officer, I've never met you before, but I mean, you seem your story checks out. You seem like you're new on the force. I get that. I don't know how you know these people or how you're affiliated with them, but can you get them all just to calm the fuck down so we can talk this out?"
Yes. Okay, everyone just come here. We're gonna sit down in a circle. Everyone sit crisscross applesauce, and we're gonna talk it out, okay? Okay.
No, it's no time to sit in
And
stupid circles.
I point at Charles and I say, you still keep them handcuffs on. We still don't trust you.
I'm not sitting in a circle. I just want to leave. This is stupid.
You got to cast fireball.
I am going to Club 3600. If you want to come with me or not, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm still flying, but I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
If this doesn't get resolved soon, I'm gonna get real mad.
We've spent way
and
too
you don't
long
want
in
to
this
see me
scene.
when I'm angry.
We spent way too
Doomslayer
long.
walks up to the cop and points his shotgun point blank and fires off a round.
Holy shit.
Thank you.
No.
Make an attack round. Or make an attack on him. I think as this happens...
Shit just hit the fan even more.
As this happens, the 4 other cop cars pull up onto the scene.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh shit, wait, can I reconsider that?
I'm just gonna walk away.
Wait, can I, as a reaction, tackle Doomslayer instead?
Oh, yeah, I like
Oh my god.
No. If he just doesn't do it, we'll be fine.
No, I think you've already said that you point the crossbow at him.
Doomslayer hears the sirens and thinks, oh wait, shit, maybe that's not a good idea.
Take my handcuffs off!
Okay, so Spork and Joe, you guys are kind of booking it to Club 3600.
Not booking it. I'm casually flying along.
You're just casually flying. For context, Club 3600 is this direction, sorta.
Please.
No need to bring suspicion to myself.
I'm gonna stroll around with twirling my cane, looking like a.
Can I stealth out of here?
Yeah, after you just tried to ask for peace, make a stealth check, I guess.
Ooh.
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah, you just kind of dip behind one of the alleyways and follow Joe out of the scene.
Please take them off.
Wenster, you're still standing next to Charles.
Did I end up tackling Doomslayer then? If he pointed the gun at him, and did I end up doing the
I think we
reaction tackle?
We kind of retconned it to he didn't shoot the gun off. He just kind of readied it for a second, and then once he heard the sirens, he put it back down. and I don't think he's made a decision as what to do next yet.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, as a reaction, I still kind of want to tackle him and then, like, whisper to him, like, hey, I'm trying to get us all in the car and, like, learn from this cop.
All right.
But is that... do you want to go with that, or did we retcon to not do that
right,
to you?
Yeah.
You can tackle him if you want to, try to put on the cop vibe a little bit more.
All right.
Yeah, I think I tackle him and fake put the cuffs on. They're not actually on, but I want to make him look like he's detained as well.
Are you rolling along with this, Doomslayer? Or are you just letting it happen?
Doomslayer whispers back, "You have 5 minutes before I start shooting people."
Deal.
Okay, I'm just gonna say you do this. You tackle him and you pull off this scene. Here, let's kind of move some of these people back in frame here.
While they're doing that, can I just like try to get up on my feet and just book it down the alley since no one's holding me?
Yeah, you try to run away. You go like over here, maybe?
I'm just trying to get away, out of view.
Okay,
yes, that works.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you try to duck behind an alley. Make a stealth check. Shannara, you're booking it too. You're already gone. Rook is gone too.
16.
I'll say some of the cops that pulled up get out of their car and begin rushing to the scene, and they catch just a glimpse of you heading down the alleyway, but aren't able to pursue.
As I'm running away, I wanna like look at like Winston and be like, "Don't forget the gun," and just keep going. Or don't forget the weapon.
Yeah, you run off and escape, and Wenster, you're standing on top of Doomslayer right now on the ground with fake handcuffs over him.
I'm gonna turn to my cop friend and say, hey, go get that guy. He just ran that way, and hopefully leave me and Doomslayer alone, so we can escape the scene. I think.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, let me check what I have for my persuasion skills.
I would love to get out of this scene.
Me too. Don't you worry. Please.
We completely derailed this.
I mean, hey, it's your camp. It's your time.
Rather, I derailed it.
Okay, yeah, you got a nat 20.
And I think with the can I claim that since I'm still shouting that I distract the cops that are coming up too to make them run in a different direction as well?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you that with a nat 20. You tell this cop to go basically fuck off, and he runs away after Charles.
And Charles is speedy, so I have no worry about Charles escaping.
Oh yeah, Charles is fine. You see cops begin to follow this officer and pursue Charles to no avail. Meanwhile, you're standing there on top of Doomslayer, and I imagine you help him up and get the fake cuffs
I help
off
him up, and I wanna yeet to the right towards Club 3600 because I figure that's where we're meeting, and I don't want to be here when the cops show up. The real cops show up.
All right, yeah, you yeet off into the distance and avoid any further conflict with the police. Yeah, that's not how I was expecting that to go, but nice.
Jesus Christ.
I now know why your guys' campaign sessions went on for like 15 hours.
Hey,
now where do we go?
Did we get a gun?
No. Absolutely not.
We're not going back for anything. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Quite a decent amount of time has passed during that whole encounter. Not quite to the point where it's... Was it dawn? Not quite till dawn yet. It's still dark outside, but you guys began making your way in the direction of Club 3600 that you remember from the map. And as you guys leave the crime scene, you guys begin making your way down to Club 3600. Unfortunately, as you get there, why can't I pick you up? As you get there, you realize that the club is now closed.
Oh my.
There's a bouncer standing outside to greet you, but there's no line outside the building. And as you guys walk up, he just says to you, yes, sorry fellas, we're closed for the night. It's past 3 o'clock.
I want to persuade them to realize that I'm the owner's son and let me in.
Make a persuasion check, I guess.
Never mind.
You try to convince this bouncer that you're the owner's son, and he says, "Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Owner's pretty young. Why don't you just get on out of here before I call the cops?"
Can I pretend to be his dad?
I shut Joe the fuck up. And I ask the bouncer, and I'm just like, "We're sorry, we've had a rather interesting night visiting from out of town. Would you be able to point us in the direction of the nearest inn or likes thereof?"
Inn?
Hotel.
Yeah, there's a La Quinta down the road. Usually pretty cheap.
A La
Classy.
It's La Quinta. It's not great, but they give you a place to sleep.
Like here-ish?
Oh yeah, we'll say it's on Union Street. I'll put like a little marker there, so we remember. I can add text.
Can I like whisper to someone around me and ask, why the fuck did we come to this club in the first place? Because I do not remember at this point.
Well, we were gonna try and get some actual money, but looks like all of our time was spent becoming public enemy number
y'all
one.
Wanted to play with the cops.
I didn't want
me, actually.
Doomslayer smacks Charles fucking silly.
I dodge.
Okay, I've not had any moonshine in a very long time, and a headache is starting to set in.
It's been like 4 hours. Just like relatively time speaking, it's been about like actually I'll say it's been closer to like 5 hours since you guys arrived here in Vexenberg.
I'm getting a
Where's the
wicked
beer?
headache. I jump up and I say, "Listen here. We are going and we are resting because I know some people wasted their spell slots trying to get themselves an extra little favor with the whatever the fuck her name was. I was too drunk to remember.
Madam Q.
Some of us were too busy trying to steal a little gun from the little police officer and getting us all kicked to shit. So, what we are going to do is we are going to go to this La Quinta, get some rest, and start over tomorrow getting the information that we need. Do I make myself clear?"
Yes, sir.
You opaque.
Good.
And
I like this. I like this sport guy.
I climb on top of Rook and I turn around and I start walking down Union Street.
Okay, you gonna make
Justin, before we leave, can I cast clairvoyance on the inside of this wall to see if there's anything inside the club that would be interested in, and as we're walking away, kind of observing that?
We'll check it out next session.
Yeah, let's leave this as a little cliffhanger for the next session.
Perfect.
You cast clairvoyance inside the wall, and are you choosing seeing or hearing?
Seeing.
You cast clairvoyance inside this wall, and just on the other side of the club, or on the inside of the club, you see a large, now empty room. You kind of look around the scene, and immediately to your left, you see two bartenders chatting at the bar. A small gnomish man standing on top of a bar stool, talking to a tiefling woman who also appears to be a bartender, sort of just cleaning up behind the bar. You look off kind of straight ahead in front of you, and you see a large, empty dance floor and a small platform that's raised up with a piano and some DJ equipment, but you're not quite sure. Wenster isn't quite sure exactly what that is. You just see a bunch of wires and machinery kind of coming off of this platform. There's a couple of columns supporting up the roof of this building. It appears it's about kind of 3 stories tall on the inside, but very kind of open space. Very kind of dark, kind of nightclub-ish vibe. All the, standard white overhead lights are on, and none of the colored lights are flashing. But you see, up in the top left corner, about kind of where the second story of this building would be, you see kind of a small corner office with a staircase leading up to it. And you can't tell what's going on in the office because the blinds are closed on the windows that overlook the rest of the club. But you see the reflection of a man sitting in a chair behind a desk as his shadow is cast on the curtains to his office. And that's all you're able to make out as you all make your way to the La Quinta Inn and rent yourselves a room there. You come up to
2 rooms. I buy myself a separate room so I can break something in peace.
Wait, hang on. Canonically, didn't you give the homeless man all your money?
All of the money in my wallet.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go find alcohol somewhere in this hotel.
I find the nicest box outside.
Okay.
I'm just going to go to rest because I can't handle the tomfoolery that's just happened.
You find an exhausted young teenager working the front desk of this La Quinta Inn who is working the graveyard shift. And as you all walk in, a small little bell goes off on the door. And he puts down his newspaper and he says, "Okay, welcome to La Quinta Inn, home of best night's sleep since 1963. How many rooms you want?"
Give me your nicest box.
Give us 7, 8. Give us 6 rooms. 6 rooms? Hold on. 7 rooms. Sorry, Candy.
I don't want one. I want a box.
I slapped Charles. I
dodge.
jumped and just full-on slap.
He kind of looks you all up and down and he says, "Oh, are you guys here for the medieval festival in town this weekend?"
Yes.
Sure, if that makes you feel better about yourself.
"Oh man, I heard that party's bumping, but I've never been able to make my way out there."
Live your dream.
Y'all do got cash, right? How many nights you stay in?
Just the one at the moment.
We're staying 2 nights. We'll pay when we're done.
Yeah, okay, that's fine by me. Just you got anything like a down payment you can put down or something?
I take out based off of what I've seen. I take out a single gold piece and I'm like, "You want to know how this is real, authentic gold?"
How?
Take a bite into it.
You
go on.
Eat it. You take a bite into it and it doesn't really bend. He's like, what the hell is it? What am I supposed to do with that? You got dollar bills, you got card?
It's gold.
Solid gold. I feel like that would pay for a little bit of a room, right?
But where the fuck are you from? No. I need dollar bills, card, check, something.
I minor illusion cash and slide it across to him.
I don't think you know what cash in this world looks like yet.
You're right, I don't. I take my best guess.
Can we persuade him to take the gold?
Yeah. How about this? Spork, make a persuasion check.
Why me?
Because you're the one trying to sell
Because you're
all this.
instigating.
Bruh, my persuasion is -1.
Yeah,
we don't really have any masters of persuasion here.
There's no dice on that one. You got anything you could give me for the time being? Anything cool?
I make my dagger fly out of its sheath and stick at this guy.
Whoa, just take it easy. Hey, calm down.
I offer him my trident.
Look, I don't care about this
Oh
job.
my god.
He starts to ramble on about how he doesn't care about his job, and then Doomslayer, you just wait. How do you have a trident?
I'm pretty sure we looted it off someone, because it's not the actual trident that was one of the god weapons or something.
Or wait, Charles, did you say?
But it's in my inventory, so.
Okay, yeah, you just lay down a giant trident on the counter, and he kind of looks at you with worry in his eyes and looks back at Spork, who's holding this floating dagger up to his neck.
Son, I'm only going to say this once. I've had a long day. I don't want to hurt you. I know that you're doing your job, and I respect you for being here at this god-awful hour. We just want to get a room. We will pay you whatever you need at the end. We will be good for it. Please just let us into our rooms.
If I don't get a bed in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to kill someone.
He kind of like pushes the dagger like down towards the counter and takes up the trident with the other hand. And he says, "All right, just take it easy, man. I'm not trying to die here. Fuck, I'll let you stay wherever you want. Just pay, I guess, when you're ready to leave."
It's okay. He could do tricks, and then What's your name, son?
Oh, my name's Germanthe.
Germanthe? My knife spells out Germanthe in the air. It's like a fun little trick. It's just a fun knife.
That's pretty cute. You must have been working on that for a little while. Anyway, here's your keys, and he tosses you 6 pairs of room keys.
Thank you, Germanthe. And I give him 10 gold pieces and say, "Hey, you could probably pawn these off somewhere for a pretty penny, if you know what I'm saying."
Yeah, okay, buddy. I'll take your fantasy bucks somewhere and do what I can.
You think I, as a medieval festival traveler, would have the fake thing? This is real, authentic gold.
Yeah, I heard cosplaying is starting to become kind of a thing these days, but whatever, bud. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Take my word for it. And then I leave.
You all make your way into your hotel rooms, and Charles, I guess you into your cardboard box on the street.
The finest box money can not pay for.
Okay. You guys all make it to your rooms and begin to settle in for the night. Or, I guess, the morning? I don't know. At this point, it's pretty close to sunrise, so you're not really sure. But you all lay down to get some rest. And, Wenster, you have another vision of what's going on inside Club 3600 just before you're about to go to bed. And you see the light turn off in that office inside the club, and a humanoid figure walk down the stairs leading out of the office towards the bar. And as he gets closer to where your clairvoyance is placed, you see a slightly tanned human man with sandy brown hair brushed back from his forehead. He's walking over towards the bar at this point, wearing a black blazer over a light button-down shirt and blue jeans. And he says to the female bartender, he's like, "Hey, Jules, can you lock up tonight? I got somewhere I gotta be." And she says, "Well, sure thing, Jace. Whatever you need."
Oh my god.
And Wenster, you see this man kind of tug on his black blazer and walk out of the bar and give a little nod to the doorman. And then you all fall asleep for the night.